it's like I want to have a good relationship with my mother. She sucks.
I still love that intro. Welcome everyone to Mental Health. Today's subject is cars and lending money.
By the way, Greg, I got hot mic'd. Okay, for that that intro.
That sounded like you, like damn near like you got molested. I got hot mic'd. They hot mic'd me.
Essentially did.
That
I mean, a
does
little
sound uncomfortable.
It was.
He liked it. He's lying. He enjoyed every second of it.
We'll beat Mike's ass. I mean,
It's one of those things. What are you gonna do? It's fine.
ah, Patty.
Oh God. Hey, what's up, Patty?
What up, Patty?
That's
Patty, whose children are older than Cole. That's, I mean,
Man, I'm 31 in like 4 days, and you guys still act like I'm this fucking like child.
that's correct.
You are, yeah,
Yes, you are.
Y'all are crazy.
dude. Even at 31, like I still graduated like at your birth.
That don't make me a kid. That just makes you old, okay? Because I have a child that's halfway done being a child.
Yeah, but I look just as young as you. So what is that saying about your home life?
Oh, okay.
Happy Easter and Passover.
First
Hey,
off,
Megan. Happy.
Don't self-glaze yourself. Secondly, even if that is true, that's because I'm white and we don't age well, okay?
Yeah. Well, yeah. You kind of age like milk. That's fair.
We do.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
So I
one of those
feel like this day and age, when people say Happy Passover, it's like the cops passed over my house.
things. Same. That's that's equivalent. Sure. Yeah.
Makes sense.
They decided not to kill all your family
Yeah, the cops decided to go past the house
accidentally. Yeah.
420.
That's reasonable. I feel like that's a fair. Oh yeah, it's 420 in a couple days. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
420 and
Sunday.
it's the
Easter.
same day. It's my daughter's birthday.
Oh, she's almost the same birthday as me. Tell her I said happy
Oh.
birthday.
Oh my God. Wait, that means Marco could be your dad, like age-wise.
Yes, I can. That's why he never has his mom on the show.
He's
You know
the
this?
same age as my mom. I've been saying this for a while.
You ever notice mom is never on the shows when I'm on the shows?
Yeah.
That's
She doesn't
not.
talk-
That's
Either
not like
mama
Jazz.
got the dick or mama wants the dick.
No. She doesn't talk to any of her exes anyway. That's fine. That's just how that
No,
works.
I know you're not my dad because your life isn't ruined. So.
Oh,
I mean,
I just pieced my shit back together, motherfucker. Trust me. I picked up the pieces that were left around and I glued them shit back together with as much as I could.
They
we are
ran out of
talking
glue.
about cars and lending money, the most manliest of man subjects.
I know nothing of it either. Nothing.
I mean, well, okay, so we've discussed this a few times. The whole idea where if you lend somebody $20 and they evade you constantly, you learned a great
$20
lesson.
you ever spent.
100%, right? Because you never have to see that person again, and it's just life is easier.
No, the worst one is when you
Okay.
lend somebody $20 and they act like you never lent them the $20 and you got to see them motherfuckers all the time.
Oh, I'd throw hands at that point. That's like, I'm gonna harass that person
Right.
until they admit it, right? Like,
I mean,
I'll
at-
kick
at-
their chair out, I'll bump into them, do shit like that, you know.
At this point, I don't even lend money no more. It's just, you
No.
need help, here's the money. Just fucking take it.
That's how I feel too. If I ain't got it, I'm not giving it to you. But if I do got it, I'm not gonna expect it back. It's like, here you go, bub. You know,
Yeah.
we're friends. Fuck it, whatever.
Yeah, just don't act like I ain't never fucking helped your ass. That's what
That's-
gets me.
Yeah.
That's what gets me, because there's a lot of motherfuckers out there that ain't helped out. Didn't give two fucks about getting anything back, but then they turn around and act like you ain't never did shit for them.
You know what? That is it's super insulting. Just because you're like, absolutely not. You're like, if you're not gonna pay me the decency of, you know, my good deeds, go fuck yourself, right? But
Right.
What about the motherfucker? It's not even just money, but like you loan something out to them, like a tool or something,
Ooh.
and you gotta like borrow it back like a year later, and then
You
they be
gotta-
asking for it back. Like,
See,
like, this is my shit.
I'm with her. I'm with her on that.
Yeah, I don't lend money or tool. Oh, I would never. Somebody asked for a tool, I'd be like, no, you can buy it at the store. They have
Right.
them.
Now,
Right.
see,
Like,
I
oh,
learned,
but I
I
only need it
learned
for
at
one
a young
job.
age.
Yeah.
I learned at a real young age. You got your tools, and then you got the tools. So somebody comes and needs to let you. Oh yeah, you go take one of them no name brand whatever Dollar General fucking sockets.
Yeah.
Leave my shit the fuck alone.
Oh yeah, 100%. I feel like that's one of those things where you're like, oh, I'm just not gonna get it back. So yeah, I'll give you my shittiest version of this tool, and that's off you go.
Hey guys, I gotta check on something real quick. I'll be right back.
No
All
problem.
right.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, I know a lot of private. Go ahead, Gary.
I love when people ask me if I have a tool, and I'll say, "Yeah, I got it. All right,
Yeah.
got it right here." Oh, can I use it? No, you can't. No,
Yeah,
they do
no,
sell them. If you buy one, they're very expensive. There are a lot of parts stores rent this tool too. Yeah, if you give them the money, you take the tool, use it, and you take it back. You get your money back. If you want to borrow mine, that's how much it costs. If you want to give me that money, I'll give it back to you.
Absolutely.
And then most of the time, they don't want to borrow that tool.
Yeah, I feel like
Right.
that's something that people don't even realize. Like for me, one of the biggest frustrations is like if I lend you something and I'm like, hey, this is really important, I want it back. And they're like,
Right.
yeah, no, absolutely.
Mhm.
Never. You're never getting that back. And I'm just like, why would you be such a piece of shit? Like, what reason do you have to do that? At the same time, there is somebody who lent me a VHS of the 1986 Transformers movie, and I still have it. Too bad. I don't care. I love it.
Right.
That's fucked up.
I've been
That's fucked
guilty
up.
of the same thing, but
Mhm.
I knew.
I always give shit back, always. And that's because too, like I know a lot of like private contractors, a lot of roofers, a lot of landscapers, a lot of fence people, carpet, flooring, all that stuff. So like I'll borrow tools from those guys sometimes, like because a lot of them work on their own vehicles because they got their vans and shit. And I give it back, and a lot of times they'll find me work if I need it, or because I'm willing to like bring them their shit back and things like that. You know what I mean? It's like a mutual beneficial thing, you know?
Yeah.
See, that's like now I have certain people because like my tools are my livelihood. That's how I make money.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for somebody to borrow a tool off me, there is very, very few people that I will let borrow tools. Okay. Like Marco would call me up and need a tool, I'd lend it to him because 90% of the time he's going to bring it right back when he's done. If not, I'll have it in my hand the next morning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same thing with Scotty. Now there's a bunch of people out there that no, I wouldn't even think twice about.
Oh yeah,
it, you know what I
100%.
mean? And you just got to kind of figure out which one of those people you can trust and which ones you can't.
Yeah.
And I've kept my list very, very short. You know what I mean?
100%.
Very, very short. So yeah, I don't lend very, very well.
And you shouldn't feel bad about that either.
No,
like,
I don't.
and
Not at all.
that's the other thing. I always return the tool within 2 or 3 days at max, and that's usually because that's how long it took for me to get the job done.
Right.
Usually with a couple of beers too, you know. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's like like Scotty would borrow a tool, and if he was going to have it longer, he'd call me and be like, "Hey, you don't need this tool right away. I'm still, you know what I mean."
Right.
That courtesy call is number one going to let me lend you a tool again. You know what I mean? Just because you do something like that.
Oh yeah. I feel like that's also a thing like where I've had stuff where someone's like, I'm like, hey, can I borrow this? And they're like, yeah, you can borrow it. They're like, but it is a little bit finicky and everything. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna use it to the best of my ability and see what happens. And it broke, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna buy you a new one. Just tell me where I need to go. And they were like, no, it was already on its outs. And I'm like, no, I broke it. I'm replacing it. That's only fair, right?
Man, I've never broken somebody's tool. I'd be so like freaked out. I'd be like, fuck.
I have 100% broke.
Yeah, I've broken many a fucking tool.
and the one tool that actually broke was $1,800.
Oh,
fuck. Yeah.
And you know what? I had an $1,800 tool bill for for a little while.
Bro,
and it pissed me off because I couldn't even. I needed a tool and I had to buy one to replace. You know what I mean? That's another reason why I don't borrow as much. I'd much rather just buy the fucking tool.
Yeah, that's it. And if you're smart, here's a little life hack for anybody who needs a tool or some shit. If you go to like an O'Reilly's or an AutoZone,
I already did that.
loaner tool thing.
Yep.
Yeah, you could usually buy them. Like if you don't bring them back, they just keep your deposit.
Right, you bought it, and that's basically
So,
what
I
it
mean,
is. You don't bring it back, you
that's
bought
why I got a lot of fucking tools. I'm like, well, I need this, and I'm gonna drop this deposit anyway. So,
Yep.
No, but that's and Tom, honestly, that's the best way to lose a friend, lend the money. 100%. It's 100% accurate. It's frustrating as fuck though, right? Just because you're like, there's so many people that can do that, and they're like, that's not
that, or you get the people who you all right, you lent them the money, you know you're not getting it back, you just cut ties with them, and then they're like, oh, you're just gonna cut ties with me over that money? Yeah,
because you're gonna be back next week. Talk about let me borrow another 20. Like,
oh yeah, and you're just like that. I feel like that's one thing is that there are some people who don't realize that you're like, hey, if you borrow from me, don't come asking for more. I will literally punch you in the face. Like that's I lent it to a friend. She was like, hey, I need money for the deposit for my kid's baby shower. And I'm like, okay, but that's a deposit. So you're getting the money back, right? She's like, no, 100%. As soon as the party's over, I get the deposit back. It's coming back to you. I'm like, 100%, right? She says, yeah.
She didn't even have the baby yet. She already in debt. Like, what the fuck?
So she's like, oh, something came up and I spent the money. And I'm like, okay, well, I go, that's fine. But like, we're not going to talk again then. Like when you pay me back, we could be friends again. So best of luck. And her baby daddy called me and was like, hey man, we need a couple $100. And I'm like, yeah, I don't have it. He's like, oh, well, she said you have money. I'm like, I have money. I don't have money to lend.
What the fuck? You have money?
Oh. He's like, we're in a hard place.
Yeah,
I have money for me.
Yeah, I just make money for other people.
It's the same reason why like people are like, oh, you should give homeless people money, but they'll probably use it for drugs and alcohol. I'm like, yeah, but that's my drug and alcohol money too. So I'm not,
right.
I'm not scared. That's how I use it too. So
dude, I broke the code with those motherfuckers. And when I see them walking up, within like as soon as they open their mouth, I'll be like, hey, you got $5 I can borrow? They're like, damn, I was gonna ask you the same thing.
Dude, I used to do the same shit when Greg and I used to go bar hopping downtown as kids. Like I every time we'd go outside, there was always some kind of homeless person. Can I bum a smoke? Can I bum a smoke? Can I bum a smoke?
Yep. As soon as we go outside,
as soon as I seen them, I see that little look, and they start stepping. So I start stepping towards them, and they'd go a little bit faster, and I'd walk right up on them. And before they even open their mouth, hey, can I bum a smoke? Oh, no, I don't have any cigarettes. Oh, yeah, man. Cigarettes cost more than weed these days. And I'd walk back and go, light me a cigarette and go stand out of here.
There were a couple times I was so drunk, I'd be standing there fucking I'd tell them the same thing. No, let me bum a cigarette. Like, oh, I ain't got one. I was about to ask you before. Man, damn, pull a cigarette out.
I love how we all had
standing there talking to him, smoking a cigarette. Damn.
I'm going to use that. The other thing that once I did, we were in Montreal I was with two of my nephews, and we were getting fucked up for the whole weekend. Okay. And sure enough, like, cause it's a 6-hour drive. And I'm telling you, during that 6 hours, we could all see through time. It was fantastic. So we get there, and then this homeless guy comes up and he's like, oh, you guys, do you have any change or anything? I'm like, bro, I'll give you $5 to just walk away right now. He's like, oh, thanks, man. And then he kept on talking. And I just grabbed it out of his hand. I'm like, all right, you got nothing. And my nephew was like, how did you? I'm like, I'm bigger than everyone. I don't give a shit. What are you gonna do? It's fine. Yeah, no, I can't. I'm like,
I met with that $5 bill. God damn it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was the deal. You didn't hold up your end of the bargain.
Right.
You gotta go.
You fucked up.
Bro, cashless society like destroyed vagrancy.
Have you ever seen somebody pull out a fucking Square thing on their phone?
No.
I saw a homeless guy do that. He's like, oh, I take debit, and you're like, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah, I'd be like,
my information in your phone.
I swear to God, if somebody was to do that to me, I would just right out of their fucking hand. Dude.
Oh, I'm taking the shit. Yeah. I'm taking it. It's mine now.
No, I'm gonna break it. I'm gonna stomp on it in fucking front of you
immediately.
Like you asshole! If you got the money to be able to do that, go get the fuck out my face. Just
oh my god, that's hilarious. That's a skit right there.
Yeah.
Dude, I told you guys about the whole Indian lady and the car full of Indian dudes in the suits, didn't I? Man, maybe. Like up the road from me, like I got a main road up, like not even a mile up the road, and like there was always for 2-3 years, right up by the Walmart. There's a Little Caesars and there's a corner there, and there would always be like this homeless couple there. There was a guy in a wheelchair and a lady sometimes with them, or vice versa. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they disappeared for like a week or two. So I'm like, oh, fuck, maybe they got on their feet. I hope nothing happened to them or whatever.
Sure.
You know, because I've stopped, you know, I went and bought Arby's and taken it over to them or bought them a pizza and taken. Always grateful, never asked for anything more than I gave. So then, after a couple weeks that I'm being gone, this Indian not slot looking lady was on the corner and she had like 3 kids with her. So I'm like, oh, man, you know, I can't not help. You know, I'd feel some type of way if I helped the other people and I didn't help this lady and her kids. You know, so I'm like, whatever. I didn't have time to go pick up no food, so I pulled up and I handed her a $20 bill. She said, mumbled something. Look, just take it. You know, go get the kids some food or something, whatever. Yeah. You know, I don't care. If you went and got yourself your drugs and alcohol, it's none of my business. Take the money there. And so I go and pull into Walmart. Like, I'm sitting in the Walmart parking lot finishing off my cigarette, and I pulled up next to this white van. And inside this white van was 3 younger, I mean, they weren't as old as me, but younger Indian guys in suits, like suits. This fucking lady, I guess she didn't recognize my car or whatever, walks up to the van, hands the dude in the front seat the $20. He said some gibberish to her, and she walked her ass back over to the corner with the kids. Like, you dirty motherfuckers. It was nothing but a big scam.
That I remember I was in Greece and there was this fat broad who was like super fat, like her belly, if she buckled up to the wall, her belly would hit before her titties, like that kind of fat. Okay.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah. And she had like a baby doll and a sign that says "We're starving." And I'm like,
what?
Number one,
you're not starving at all.
Neither one of you is starving. And and this is at the time where I'm like $5 bills, and I'm just looking at her going, get the fuck out of here, man. Go for a walk or some shit. It was horrendous. She's like, oh, we don't know what to do. And I'm like, that's not a real baby. So let's start there, idiot. Like, I was just enraged by it. But yeah.
That's some fucking Sacha Baron Cohen shit.
Yeah.
Right?
That's some straight Terrifier shit with the lady that was in the basement with the baby.
Yeah. There was actually a whole expose on it's in Toronto. It was the shaking lady, and it was a lady, like, she would sit on a corner in like a like the financial district, like a very prominent area where people have money, like real money, right? And like people would, like, she'd be freezing in the cold and she's shaking on the ground, and people were leaving like a lot of money. One lady even like gave her a fur coat, and she took the fur coat and put it in a garbage bag. She could continue the scam. Then someone followed her. She jumped into a car. Then they tracked down where that car was registered, and where it was registered was like a 3-bedroom condo with like leather furniture, big screen TV. And this was like back in like the early 2000s, where you're like, a big screen TV was a big screen TV back then. Now it's like, $400 at Walmart. So you're like, what the fuck is this shit? And then you're like, yeah, she's still there.
Over here all the time. There's beggars that, they caught a dude that he was begging for change and money for years. And one day they caught him, like, he put down his sign and he walked over to his Mercedes and he drove the fuck away.
There was a lady that did that out in Akron somewhere that did the same thing. She was begging on the streets and all that shit, and somebody ended up following her. She went into a fucking parking lot somewhere, climbed into her Mercedes Benz, and then the dude was standing there arguing with her. And then the other one that I seen was, I don't know if you guys remember, the dude that used to ride around on a cart like his legs were cut off. Somebody finally picked his ass up and he had fucking legs and was able to walk in the whole 9 yards.
He pulled the Eddie Murphy. He pulled the Eddie Murphy trading places.
Yep.
That is one of those things. Like if you're pretending to not have a leg, but you have a leg, and I'm like, bro, you should immediately get beat down. Like beat down.
Get your leg cut off.
You gotta give the man credit. Because if he was doing it for 8 years, that motherfucker had some acting skills. He had that. Not only does he have acting skills, but to hide your legs on one of them carts and not even fucking wiggle.
I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying this isn't Hollywood. Get fucked. Right?
I gotta be honest with you guys. Y'all are getting scammed an awful lot. You know, I don't give money to nobody. That's why I don't get scammed.
You don't have money.
I wouldn't give it to him even if I did, though. I don't have a kind heart. I really don't.
No. You how old is Jack?
9.
You got about, I'd say, 4 more years, and then you're gonna be getting the biggest scam of it all. Because I've had to cut my kids off. No, like I had to cut. So like the only time I ever hear from some of my kids is when they need money. So I don't even answer the fucking phone anymore. I already know what you're gonna call about. You don't give 2 fucks about dad any other time. And
I'm gonna be broke in too.
Hey dad, how you doing? Hey dad, how you doing? Or they know when my shows are, or they know when I'm at the shelter. So if I get a message or a call, hey dad, what do you do? I already know. Nope. If anything, I'll call I'll message their mother. What's wrong with so and so now? Oh well, shit. They needed money for this, that. Well, I don't have it no more.
Yeah, 100%. Oh no,
that's the only time his mom contacts me too. So when she wants money, so
yeah, but your mom is in the other room, motherfucker.
Not my mom, his mom, Jack's mom. So
well, that's
he comes by it honestly. This is the way I look at it.
Yeah.
It's in his genes.
You hear how Tom she calls me when she needs money.
Oh, what the hell happened to Marco?
Yeah, we lost.
We didn't even say anything bad. Jesus.
Yeah, it's Marco. It's Marco. Yep.
It's always Marco.
Oh, wait. He might be coming back. He's a little bugged. Nope.
Am I here?
Yeah,
kind of.
What if it's the mayor that's been scrambling this shit this whole time?
Hey, that would be fucked up.
Fucking Tito.
That would make so much sense.
See, look, he froze as soon as he started talking about him. You fucked up.
Like,
you gotta move, Marco.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is moving. It's just not moving in the stream. He moved a little bit.
I meant like move houses.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, that would make sense too. But I don't think it would help any.
I don't think so either. He's now a target, bro.
Right. He's going to have the same problems no matter where he moves.
It's 100%.
Move in the ghetto of ghettos. And
how did you get caught? We say crazy shit on here.
We do, but still, like it's the thing is that tonight we haven't said anything crazy. There's nothing has been alarming other than anti-homeless people and giving them money. If that's crazy, get fucked. Like, come on.
Am I back?
Kinda, sorta.
No, it's worse. What are you talking about?
Everybody's fine. Any other time when I'm blanking out, I'll get the little symbol or, there'll be some kind of indication, but my shit has been
a swastika.
Yeah, you're coming back now.
You honestly look like a telenovela right now. Like your voice is a little displaced. It's a little blurry. Yeah.
Wow, he just blended back in. That Matrix shit in the background is really creepy. When he blurs in and blurs out.
Maybe that's what it is. Going into the Matrix.
Did you imagine that it's always been his background is the issue? And that's just like the system can't handle it for some reason. The internet's like,
that's why I don't use it. That's why I don't use it.
I ain't never had problems with my goddamn background.
Well, maybe you have been for years. You just think it's fucking internet.
I need to admit it, sir. It's your background has been the problem.
It's called pattern recognition.
No, because there's been times where we've taken the background down. We thought that was it, and it still was all foobarred.
So am I back now? Is everything clear?
So far, yeah.
Yeah, that's very because, like I said, I didn't get any indication on this. And this
Don't
time.
talk too much. Don't talk too much.
Don't talk about Tito. Don't
You
talk
met
about
Marco?
Tito
It's
like
not-
that.
yeah.
You know what? I missed a fucking a meeting. I guess there was a city council meeting tonight. I fucking totally didn't miss it. I wanted to go. I'm going to one of these council meetings.
Oh, that's gonna be hilarious. That's
And you know what was really crazy was after that interview, I had mentioned on the interview this morning that I try to get a hold of the mayor, or I try to get a hold of my councilwoman, and I haven't had any luck.
Right.
Wouldn't you know? Not even 15 minutes after that video was done, who messages me? Give me a call. Give me what's your address and
get
phone
the
number.
fuck out of here.
Yep. I was busy. We were working on cars, and I was running around, so I never got back to her. But you know, just in all fairness, I am going to get back to her because,
Yeah,
you know, regardless of the doubt, she is still my councilwoman.
sure.
But I mean, you know, it took 4 days and a video of your opponent for you to get a hold of me. I mean,
That's a little much. Right?
Yeah.
This
you're literally our council, like whatever ward, I forget what ward I'm in, but you know, you're the councilwoman for this ward. I mean, you should have been the first person to get a hold of me. And shit. What's up, Brad?
So this is one of those things where like so we used to have Rob Ford was our mayor.
I fucking love stories about that man.
Bro, but this is the thing is if you called his number, hello, this is Rob Ford. What can I do for you? Not my secretary. No. Okay, what is it? Let me write down. Can I call you back? Okay, I'll find out what's going on. Bam. And you're going, that's the guy, bro. That's the guy. And what happened?
He started making pussy jokes on the fucking morning news.
Bro, I saw that shit live. It was the best fucking thing I've ever seen. Because every reporter just turned around and goes, tell me you got that. Did you just fucking They just look at the camera, they're like, so we just had word from the mayor. I don't know what to say. Like, bro, he's like, she said I eat her pussy. Nah, I got enough to eat at home. You're like, what the fuck just happened, bro? It was.
That's crazy
Wild.
considering who our president is now. You know what I mean? That like
Yeah,
that
bro,
even
you
makes
got
headlines
Rob Ford
anymore.
on steroids without the crack. Like, like his drug of choice is Sudafed, which hey, I'm all for it. Okay? Just look.
Yeah, but if you think about it, Sudafed is one of the main components in meth.
Oh, sure. That's why it's good.
Hey, big business runs 24 hours a day, sir.
It does.
That's just how it is. Okay. No,
So, any relation to Henry Ford, or is that just a coincidence?
no,
That man was a
so.
fucking idiot.
Might have been an anti-Semite as well. I don't know. That's fine. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Might have been
Henry Ford was definitely a Nazi.
yeah. No, it's fine. Almost won too. Listen, it was Ford and a few other guys that all tried to perform a coup on the states, and then it didn't work. And then they're like, "I will."
The Bushes were involved with that.
It's not surprising, bro.
Who?
Bro, Daddy Bush was head of the CIA.
Yeah, Big Daddy
Like,
Bush.
That guy has killed people. Listen. See, this is the thing: is what people don't understand, and I think this is important. Is like Christopher Lee. Christopher Lee, Peter Jackson tried to tell him, it's like, hey, when you get stabbed in the back, you're gonna make this sound. He's like, have you ever stabbed somebody in the back? That's not the sound they make. And you're like, what the fuck, bro? Like that's the thing is, a lot of the old fucks who are now in politics, you're like, if there were real men, you're like, yeah, they served at a time where you're like, yeah, I cut a guy's throat. It was awesome. You're like, that's who is it? Tom Segura is like, I talked to my dad about being in the war. He's like, there's nothing better than feeling the life drain out of your enemies. You're like, what the fuck? You're like, that's crazy shit. But you're like, that's how it was.
Yeah,
we are all soft as like a group of people because we're all like, we shouldn't go to war anymore.
Yeah. When I was little, the old timers and the people used to talk about, yeah, let's go to war, let's fuck them up, let's this and that. And now it's give love a try, give love a chance.
We're just super gay.
Rainbows to the litter box.
The hippies took over, man. They really got.
The topics were lending money and cars.
We haven't gotten to the second topic yet.
We haven't got to. Well, it's about halfway through, so we're gonna get
Right.
Yeah, we're on schedule.
we're on schedule. That's fine.
2 parts.
Yeah.
We did talk about Henry Ford for a second.
I mean, yeah, technically it was a great segue.
I was trying to segue. I really was, and then Greg was like, "Nah, I don't want to talk about him."
No, I just said that man's a fucking idiot. His mom was just swallowed. No, I'm just saying.
Okay, why? I want to hear why, because like I don't have a strong opinion on him.
Transmission.
Just because he made the Ford line.
Oh yeah, Ford transmissions suck, dude. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
but is that his fault necessarily, or is it the kids?
It's the original company.
Is this still family owned?
Yeah,
I highly doubt it.
Well, they're all what is it? Basically, just investors at this point.
Right.
But they own the football stadium out there too. They own a lot of shit in Detroit. They tried to leave and go to Mexico like 2 years ago. After the government,
Detroit and go to Mexico. That's how bad Detroit has gotten.
Oh, bro! So every time
it's still fucked up.
Every time I come to Cleveland, the bus going to Cleveland goes Windsor, then Detroit. Then I catch another bus and goes Detroit to Cleveland. And I'm telling you, that is the most terrifying fucking bus station. It's almost worse than the Cleveland bus station. I'll tell you right now. So the Cleveland bus station has a fence around it with spikes facing outwards, which I'm like, that's not a good sign. That's not.
Do you know where Ryan Weiss lives? You know?
Probably right next door to the bus station.
No, actually. But that's where they're moving the bus station, ironically enough.
They're moving it to Ryan's neighborhood.
Yeah, over in Brook Park. Yeah. Because that's where they're putting the new Cleveland Brown Stadium too. So they're trying to make it so that like people can ride the bus and go to the football as if they can afford to go see
Isn't the Brown Stadium only like 10 years old?
It's 25 years old. They were built it in 99.
Oh yeah, I mean, dude, there's stadiums out there.
I mean, I agree. It should stay right there on the fucking lake. Don't get me wrong, but
fucking, win some championships, win a ring, and then you get a new fucking home.
I agree, 100%. I'm very pissed about it because, like, I like where the location is right there on the fucking lake. That's Cleveland. As far as I'm concerned, it's on the fucking lake where it belongs.
The mistake on the lake.
Exactly.
Oh.
Exactly.
Lots of mistakes happen on the lake. Let's be honest.
It's where my baby was conceived.
In that lake water? That's why it's the Ford.
No. Not in the lake. Just on it.
Yeah.
Come
Not
on,
in
baby.
the water.
We can't get pregnant if we get in the water.
Everybody knows you don't have to use the rubber when you're in the water because the salt water takes care of it. Fine.
There's no salt in the lake.
That's probably the first mistake.
There's about to be.
Well,
There's about to be some salt in there.
You have some fucking mermaid children coming out. It's dangerous. It's not good.
They have a tube pop out with a falsetto voice talking shit.
Can you imagine? You know what? I've never met. I know it's a condition, but there are people who have like webbed toes and webbed fingers and stuff, and like at birth they just cut it, and they're like, "That's it." But because you're like, yeah, you can't live like that. And just cut it as a baby, and you're like, "Oh, that's fucking."
That's how we got circumcisions too.
God, have you heard that new bit? I think it was Andrew Schultz says it. How like there's circumcised, and then there's just dick. There's no such thing as being uncircumcised. You have a full dick or you're circumcised. Like it's not like being uncircumcised is not a thing.
Dude, we did a whole show on dick cheese.
No, let's not do that today.
Hey, listen, I didn't grow up in poverty. There's no reason why, I was trained to clean my wiener. That's fine. It's very simple. Or somebody clean it for me. That's fine. Whatever. Okay.
Yeah, but you can't be ready to put in work and pop your boy out, fold it back, and there's a fucking bar of Gouda under there.
That's not how it works, number one. And I feel like you're on the assumption that you're like, oh, with 3 seconds of having your foreskin down and like immediately cheese grows. You're like, no, you just wash your dick.
No, cheese don't grow when you pull it back. It's when it's up over.
Yeah, I know.
I used to mess with a chick. Her ex-husband was uncircumcised, and she would tell me horror stories.
All right. So anyway, what is your favorite car, Marco?
The cheese.
Tesla.
The Tesla. Oh my God. I honestly, if Marco pulled up in a Tesla,
that'd be
hilarious. Would basically cry from laughing.
Cybertruck. This is like a Cybertruck.
Dude, I want a red, white, and blue Cybertruck.
There's been a shit ton. So we saw one Cybertruck, and I was like, "Oh, that's ugly as shit." And now we've seen a lot. And businesses are buying them and then wrapping them with their logo, and I'm like, do you guys not know what's happening everywhere? Like,
Right.
at least throw a swastika in your name. That way people know it was on purpose. Like, it's fine.
Put Luigi. Put a picture of him on it.
Oh.
No, I'm not gonna ruin my fucking car.
It's
And
not
I don't
even
know why everybody thinks these Tesla Cybertrucks means you're fancy or you got big money. These
Because they're like $100,000 for
No,
right.
They're not
somebody
good.
is getting them cheap because there's 2 or 3 riding around Camel. Ain't nobody got money like that in Camel.
Hey,
There's
You
one on
need
Jacobs Road that
finance
I've seen
that,
today. There was
drug dealers need cars too. Okay, drug dealers need cars too.
right?
Which is
And we all
exactly what
know-
you're advertising, by the way.
We all know drug dealers like to put those
dealers
neon
probably-
lights on the bottom, spinning wheels and shit like that. They would definitely buy a Cybertruck.
A Cybertruck is right up their alley, right?
No.
100%.
Just
It's
listen to the
bulletproof.
logic of it. What these fucking cars do. Yeah, they might be bulletproof. They might be the new
It's
money
not.
car. But that thing also has a brain of its own. It can track, it can
Yeah,
drive
no,
you
I'm
to
cool
the
with it.
police station. It is
Yeah.
connected to the internet constantly. You know, all you have to say is one of the buzzwords, and your car just narked on you.
Oh yeah, no, that's bro. That's do you know that there was a whole thing that they were saying that you have to opt out of being recorded in your own car, and apparently there was it was in a TV show about how rental car companies that they have a camera in the car,
Yeah.
and whatever records they're allowed to use in any way, shape, or form, and you're like, are you out of your fucking mind? Like it's one of those things where I'm like, I have a 2005 Caddy, and I'm like, I am like hesitant to get a new car just for the simple fact that I'm like, yeah, I think I might buy just an old
Do you
used
have
car.
OnStar in that caddy?
It doesn't work.
You better watch out with that shit because
Yeah.
my work van, which is gutted, it is just a straight work van. I accidentally the other day hit that OnStar button. OnStar, can I help you? You
Yeah,
ain't
you-
supposed to be attached.
Well,
You
I
ain't
don't know.
supposed to be. Why are you?
I don't
Hold on, we
know
have an
about-
expert. We have an expert. Let's
Right. I don't know about Canada, but I do
Yeah.
know here in the United States, if you have the buttons for OnStar and you push that button, I don't care how long you've had the car, how many owners, somebody will respond because it's an emergency line too. Like if you've ever been in an accident,
Yeah.
you can still call. It's like calling 911.
Which is
So-
fucked up because my Cadillac, when I got into that, I didn't know. No OnStar gave 2 fucks. Nobody called. I had
No.
airbags.
You would have to actually manually hit the button
yeah,
because
yeah.
you don't have the service, so they're not monitoring you. You know,
So I
If you don't hit
tried
the
to-
button, we ain't giving a fuck.
So this is the thing. So I pressed the button because when I still had money, I was like, because I know that there's a cell phone number that you can attach to the car.
Right.
Mhm.
And I was
Yeah.
like, I'm like, that's a fucking cool ass shit. I want to do that because I had money to do it. Now I don't. I'm poor. But
You know, you were just trying to have a friend while you were driving. Don't act cool.
oh, I would have definitely done that.
I was lonely.
No, because but when I pressed it, they're like, this service no longer works. You have to take it to a dealership to get a reinstallation of everything. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just not gonna do that. But like I tried pressing it, nothing worked. Because it does have an emergency button, which I kind of want to press, but I don't want to press just in case.
I just hit the phone button. I didn't even like it because there's like 3 buttons on my dash. There's
Yeah.
like the X in the middle. There's
Yeah.
the telephone one, and then I forget what the symbol is on the other one.
It's
And
the
I-
ON with a star. Yeah.
I accidentally hit the fucking telephone button, shut my radio down. You saw the little telephone come up on the dash, and it said, "Would you like to call? So would you like to this?" And no, I want my fucking radio back. Why the fuck are you talking to me? How are you fucking looking?
This is
What's
the
that? If they're talking to you, then they know where that vehicle is. It's a
Right,
GPS
right.
track.
Yeah.
So they know not only that, but that means they're listening too, just like your telephone. You know, I
Yeah.
guarantee some car or car insurance shit will pop up on your phones after the show tonight.
Now, is it illegal to beat off and drive? I know texting is illegal, but beating off, because I guarantee
know.
you solve that
Oh, that's
problem.
Like,
You
that's
beat
like-
off and drive, they're like, ugh, and just cut you off.
No,
you also realize like how you guys were talking about Tesla. OnStar can also shut your car down.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh
Just
yeah,
like
oh
you do.
yeah. I've been to that.
So, right. and everybody's bitching about that with Tesla, and they're all driving with OnStar. I'm like,
well, it's going to be the law next year anyway.
They already got it in what was it, Maine or Delaware, one of them fuck states.
And honestly, they really do.
You're only allowed to have electric trucks or whatever, and the ones that they're selling, they could repo themselves.
That's gay,
right? But at the same time, I also believe that every vehicle, especially the newer ones, because they're rating all these cars with higher horsepower, like the Challengers and the Hellcats and all that shit. You know, these police cruisers can't keep up with them.
No,
you know what I mean. So cars like that, I believe they should be able to shut them down. You know, on high speed, shit like that, because you got these young kids that are getting in these cars and they're stolen off rip. You know what I mean? So they don't give a shit about the car or anybody around them.
Yeah.
Dude, did you see the video that's going around on well, it's been out for about a month now. The car, it was a Hellcat, the Dodge Hellcat. They stole it somewhere in Boardman, I think, around here where I stay. The Austintown cops clocked them on 680, doing like 100 and something. They started following him. The person, it was a kid, slowed down so the cop could get right behind him, gunned it. Dude, they found that car, I think, in Berea or something like that, with just a flat tire. A girl came up to the cop and was like, yeah, a young kid was asking me where he could go get his tire fixed. And that was the only way. This fucking car, I mean, and it was like later. I mean, there was no damage to the car except for that flat tire. But that kid, like, he would just go. And then once he lost one cop, like, you get the state highway, try to act like they're little badasses. He slowed down on them because the state highway around here, I think, what are they rolling? Those are Avengers, aren't they?
They're Chargers.
The Highway State Patrol has Chargers. Yeah,
they're Chargers.
They're still running the Chargers.
Yep, and the sad part is I think when they made the police cruisers, they should have put the Hellcat motors and super.
100%.
Yeah,
they
totally.
Put the shit motors in the fucking Interceptors, dude.
That fucking Hemi motor, a Hemi with nothing on it. I mean, it's souped up, got a little bit of horsepower, but it's just a fucking Hemi.
This was the same thing where they had only some cop cars were the Mercury Marauder, and you're like, bro, the Marauder is a fast fucking car.
Those were the Interceptors.
Yeah. So the regular Crown Vic only has a 4.6 V8, which you're like, okay, it's still a V8, but it's a 4.6 V8. It's not the same. A Marauder will fucking kill you. Okay.
Dude, the old Interceptors were bad. I mean, they had the better,
good looking car too, bro.
They had the better rear ends. The fucking motors were big. They were stock beef, like beefier.
Yeah. You can still find them every once in a while up here for sale, but you're like, that was probably a drug car. I don't know if I.
That's my dream, to buy like a decent shape, decommissioned cop car. I would love to have like one of them bitches, man. I know their engines are run till the end of fucking time, but like for fun, yeah, I would love to have one of those.
You gotta go to one of them old fogey towns that only have like 2-3 cops, not that many, not that much crime. The car kind of just drove around the city, was making a parade.
There you go.
Government issued vehicles are the most under maintenance fucking cars I've ever seen.
Are they really? I didn't know that. I assumed they were better.
They are, but the manpower is phenomenal, but the manpower does nothing.
Well, right. I'm surprised that they're under maintenance, because I actually assumed like, oh, it's time for oil change. Go get the oil change because it's government money. It's not our money. This thing's going out. The fucking AC joint's going out. Let's go get it done.
No, they don't need it. They don't need an oil change. Just so it could go 2 or 3 oil.
That's crazy.
It's that
it's free.
Yeah. So look, think about it this way: is they get the government money, they just sign off that it was done, and they don't do the work. So it's the matchup of government spending with government work.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. See, you learn something new every day.
Yeah,
that pisses me off, man. That pisses me the fuck off.
When I worked for the water department in Camel, we were good friends. We all knew each other. The fire department, the water department, the street department, and then the mechanics that worked on the cop cars. Yeah, no.
No.
I'm glad you told me before I
When
buy
I
one of
work
these
for the water
motherfuckers.
department and the mechanic is asking me questions on this car, I'm like,
You're the
Yeah.
mechanic, motherfucker.
And then the detail guys were the convicts that were in county jail.
Yep.
They
Are
always
you
had to watch-
serious?
Yep. I couldn't tell you how many police cruisers I watched over the years, and it was always in county jail.
yeah, they do, and they do it in the small cities too. Like Camel, I don't know if they still do it in Camel, but
Shit,
if
they
you
did
were
that shit downtown,
in-
bro.
you were in the cells in Camel, you got up in the daytime and you were washing cop cars.
Yeah.
You were sweeping out the garage. You were cleaning toilets.
Well, I mean, that's what you get, right? You know.
It's see,
I mean,
cheap labor is cheap labor.
you're in jail. Like, what are you like? Like.
So what here, Cole? Here's one. What's your favorite car, or what's the car that's been the most reliable, or whatever to you?
I mean, I haven't really had a plethora of cars, if I'm honest. Like, I've probably had like 5 or 6 cars ever, and it's a different one each time. Right? I like my Ford Focus. I do. The transmission, as you know, is a little wonky,
Imagine
but
that.
right, exactly. It does not handle hills at all. I gotta be honest with you. But the most reliable car I ever had was my last car that I crashed. Was my Mazda 3. I love that car. I really did. I'm so sad that I totaled it. But I had a Ford Ranger for a while. I love that. That's the only truck I ever had. And I bought it from a Mexican. This is down in Texas. Like it sounds racist until you see why I say it, because he like jacked it up like easily 3 feet, like 3, 4, 5 feet off the fucking ground, and had these giant mud tires and shit. So like when you hear it driving down the street, you're I love that thing, man. It was weird. It was a tiny little Ford Ranger, but it was like hopping up into like a Sierra. I love that damn thing,
bro. But a Ford fucking Ranger is a real fucking car, right? Like it's the
Dude,
same.
I had one with the straight 6. Fucking had the cast iron motor. It's still in my mother's driveway. That's the one I said I'd try to park inside a bar.
Damn, bro. Like a Ford Ranger. There was a Nissan one that was pretty good too.
Did you say Nissan?
He does be saying Nissan.
It's
Nissan.
That's actually the way it's pronounced.
Is it really?
Yes, the way Dino
Eat
said it.
shit,
Wow.
you fucking Yankee bitches. Then there was the Toyota Hilux. Those 3, you're like, that was a fucking. Those were
Nissan.
trucks, bro.
Which one is the Nissan truck you're talking about?
Probably the
we had one.
Frontier, I think.
No. It was a little. It was the same size as the Ranger or
Was
a
it
Hilux.
the Pathfinders?
Oh no, I know what he's talking
Or the
about.
Troopers?
It was
Not the Ridgeline.
same
That's
thing.
Honda.
It was the same thing as a Ranger, but it had a different front grill and different tail lights.
And it had in the extra space, it had fold down seats that were not fucking safe, like not safe at all. Like that was a death trap.
I only realized like a couple of years ago that every type of car has like, each company has like an answer to that version. Like for instance, the Honda Civic, the Ford Focus, whatever, obviously the Camaro, the Charger, the Mustang, all these cars, the Ridgeline, the Tacoma, or maybe not Tacoma, but the Ranger, all these cars have different answers. We said what?
I said I want to know what year that Bronco was that she's talking about.
Yeah. So okay. So
and then yes. Yep.
My buddy, Greg, you'll appreciate
Chevy's a good company.
Hey, my buddy had a Cavalier. He had one of the last 6-cylinder Cavaliers.
Mm-hmm.
And bro, that thing, he was standard too, and that thing fucking went.
The old C24s?
Yeah.
My uncle had one of those.
Yeah.
I bought
1990 with a 351. Oh, yeah, that's a fucking Bronco, though. Like, that's,
Right.
The new ones are fucking gay.
That's the motherfucker that OJ was in.
Yeah.
Right, basically, yeah. But I bought a Cavalier brand new from the showroom floor, and I had that fucking car through 3 motors, 2 transmissions.
Car forever.
But dude, the thing that actually took it out was some 80-year-old lady smashing into the ass end of it at like 40 miles an hour.
At the ass end? Fuck, bro.
Yeah.
Crumpled it.
It was my wife's first ride in the car.
Damn.
And I just put a transmission in it.
Oh fuck, bro.
Bro, talk about that. Every time I had a car break down on me, it had a full tank of gas. I swear to God, man. I'm like, I just filled it
My
up.
daddy had a full tank of gas too.
100%. Yeah. That is fucking factual, bro.
I'll be wanting to like siphon the gas out of there real quick, you know?
Yep.
What were you gonna say,
time-
Dino? I'm sorry.
Next time, a screwdriver and a hammer.
Bro, no, that's the fucking truth of it, though, right? Like, I had a buddy who had a Civic. He replaced the engine on it, and then he left it overnight in a parking spot because he was staying over at his girlfriend's, but it was downtown Toronto in not a good area, and it got stolen. And you're like, because it was a Civic. You're like, yeah, Civics are stolen all the fucking time.
Yeah.
And they found it, but you're like, yeah, but everything's fucking destroyed in it. And the funny part was, me and him actually replaced the CD, the sound system, like just the deck, and we did a shit job. And the funny thing is, the insurance adjuster was like, yeah, they really fucked up your deck.
Yeah, I saw.
And you're like, what bastards, right? But yeah, we didn't know what the fuck we were doing. We just fucking figured it out, and it was like, yeah, it kind of works. It's fine. But like that was the thing, was like he had just replaced the engine, and then like he had to provide receipts that he replaced the engine so that they would give him more insurance money. But like, man, that's fucked up. Yeah, I really like my Pontiac Aztec. Okay. So yes,
here we go. Here we go.
Is Pontiac still a company anymore?
it is not.
No,
So,
they closed
listen,
down. Which
Let's
was
be
fucking
honest, okay?
stupid.
Listen, the last hurrah was the Aztec. Was like, it's a good camping car. Like, it came with, you could get a tent for it, which I thought was really cool. But like, let's be honest, Pontiac's last hurrah was the Grand Am and the Grand Prix. Not so much the Grand Prix, but the Grand Am. That was a fucking. You could get it with the same engine as the Regal, the Regal GS, which was. She was.
That was also the introduction of the 3400 too.
Yeah, I had the 3800 Grand Am. Was it a Grand Am, Greg? The one that I smashed up? I had a real pretty one for about a month or two.
Okay, hold on, Marco. You've crashed so many cars. Are you a woman secretly? What the fuck's going on here, bro? Like,
like the
never mind.
That thing was,
it's the melanin in his skin. It's something that makes them bad at driving.
You think he's wrecking a lot of cars?
I got 2 car wrecks under my belt, and they were within the past few years, and it was real similar accidents too. My Cadillac, somebody just stopped in the middle of the road while we were flowing in traffic, and the Pontiac, I was driving, and there was a Spectrum fucking van in front of me, and they just pulled over and stopped. They just stopped. Like, I'm cruising. I'm like, I just came through a stop sign, so I wasn't even going that fast. But tell you what, the Grand Ams had good motors, but the bodies were too much of shit.
Yeah,
78 Thunderbird.
That car fucked.
Shit.
That thing was the shit, dude.
That car fucked, bro.
The 78, the 78 Thunderbird is like that one woman that got away. You know what I mean? Like that, you never get that back,
bro. Doing something crazy.
Mercury, they were real similar, but like the Thunderbirds had the more of a classier, more nicer interior and shit like that. A little bit different body style. But they were some beautiful. I remember driving through Zombieland and shit, and the fucking like the shocks were bad, but the springs were fucking awesome. So you go over a bump, it was like you were gliding on air,
bro. So I used to drive a 1995 Buick LeSabre.
Oh, I love Buick, bro. I really do.
Hey, the best part was, so like, this is the thing is the Avenue. You had the Avenue. What is it called? Park Avenue. Yeah, the Park Avenue was a lot faster, but it had a more rigid ride because it was faster. The LeSabre, it had the 3.8 liter, which you could shoot a 50 cal at, and it would be like, yeah, whatever, fuck you.
The old school 3800s, fuck yeah.
And that fucking engine, so I would the speedometer would only go to 160, and I would wrap the fucking dial with that thing, like, hey, with ease. And sure as fuck, if you hit a bump, like it was like driving a cloud. You're like, oh, it just bounce up and down. Like you're like, it was such a fuck. My dad, his first car ever in Canada was a Buick LeSabre. And then he was like, oh, my last car will be a Buick LeSabre. And then he got the Cadillac and I still got it. Boom. But like, it was one of those things where the LeSabre, great fucking car. And, but the fastest I ever went, me driving, was a, it would have been like a 93 or 92, 93, maybe 94, Trans Am with a 5.7. And it was a burgundy with the gold tires as well, like the wire mesh ones. Like, and he wasn't a black guy. He wasn't a black guy. He was a white guy. It was someone else's car.
Weren't those the original rally rims that were on there? The gold mesh?
I think so.
Yeah.
It was a nice ride. It even had the full fucking bird on the front in gold, which you're like, was very true. Like, it only worked sometime. Like if you had a black car, killer. Burgundy with gold, killer. But some guy I saw had like a blue one with like a red, and you're like, that's a fucking gay shit. I don't know what the fuck that was, right? It was like 2:00 in the morning, and I stopped on a highway because there was nobody around, and I floored. He's like, you want to see what it can do? I'm like, yeah, let's fucking. I'm like, if you're okay with it, because I was driving, and which I'm like, I barely fit in the fucking seat. I'll be honest with you, that was very rough. But so
it took a second to get going.
I have another story about a Miata like that. So yeah. So I got that up to like 190, 195, and then other cars started showing up. So I let off the gas. But I'm like, bro, that was a nice car. My one of my buddies, his sister had a Miata. So just to kind of wave his dick around, he brought it to school one day and was giving people drives around the school. So the top was down. I had to like climb into the car because I'm like, I'm not even gonna fit in the fucking door. And then he was the same guy who had the Cavalier. So it was standard. He starts to try and move, and I'm like, it's barely moving because it's got a 1.6 liter bullshit engine.
And I'm like, have to open a door and kick his leg out the side. Like,
I on this shit.
You're the same size as that engine.
Oh, I'm the same size as half that car.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, the fastest I gotta admit that I've ever driven, and it's a very oddball, like of all the cars that I've had, I had a Geostorm. I think it was maybe a 91 Geostorm stick shift. It was the way. Dude, that motherfucker used to move. For being such a small, like the motor wasn't big at all. It was about the size of a Ford Escort.
It was a 3-cylinder motor. Them Geostorms there, all them Geos.
I remember that car,
dude. I used to make it from my house in Camel to my mom's job. Like she lived over here, or she worked up here at Northside Hospital. I used to make it to my mom's job in less than 5 minutes.
Right. Fucking car probably weighed like 500 pounds with you in it.
Yeah,
maybe.
I was on the freeway, dude. That was the first time I ever hit a wall on the freeway. I was sober as shit. I was leaving Camel to go to my girlfriend's house. I lived in Mineral Ridge, which is maybe 25 minutes away if you're driving like a normal human being. I'm coming around. I'm wrapping around 680. And I don't know if I hit a patch of black ice or whether the tires just lost grip, which was very odd because they had low pros on it. But, dude, I started spinning, and I hit end to end on that fucking concrete wall. Ended up stopping like T-bone ways. I saw a car coming at me. I jumped out the car, jumped over the fucking concrete median.
Oh, shit.
The car went past me. I got back in that car. It started right the fuck up. And, dude, I'm driving like 40 miles an hour on the freeway. I'm getting to my old lady's house like, oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Dude, that car spun so much that at one point I was like, all right, fuck it. I'm ready to go. Just don't let this airbag take me out.
Bro,
ended up blowing a head gasket in that damn thing. That fucking car was that little bitch was a fucking mover, man, and it looked good too.
See, this is the thing. I had a buddy had a Geo. It was the convertible Metro, and the day. So he was one of my older brother's second groomsman, and the day before the wedding, he tried to show off by flooring it on a on ramp, and he hit the fucking guardrail. And everyone was like, "Bro, you're supposed to show off with the car because it's convertible." And he was like, "Don't worry, I got a bra." And he put the bra on, and he totally hit the fucking. And you're like, "Bro, that's how you used to do it." You're like, you got damage in the front, just put a bra on it. It'll be fine. It's fine.
And getting back to what you were saying earlier, Cole, about the cars having its counterpart or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I think Greg might have got mixed up with the Mazdas, because there was the Ranger and then there was the Ombre. But the reason why most of our American cars are nothing but clones of foreign cars.
Right.
Like most Fords are Mazdas. Like the motor that's in my Mustang right now is a Mazda motor. Most Toyota,
right, because Ford and Mazda are together, right? Or were for a while.
Just like Chryslers, a lot of them are Mitsubishis. Everything from their drivetrain to their suspension. Lexuses are nothing but a high-end Toyota.
Right. I knew that.
People love to floss their Lexus until they pop that hood and see fucking Toyota of wherever.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, Toyota's a good car company, though. Like, those cars will last forever.
But you got to realize there's no such thing as Lexus in Japan, right? It's the same thing like how Nissan has. What the fuck is it?
Call it right, man.
No, but so Toyota has
Nissan.
Lexus, Nissan has what the fuck is their fancy
counterparts? Is it the
Infinity?
Yeah.
So Infinity, Lexus, Acura, those don't exist in Japan. They're Toyota, Nissan, Hyundai, like they only have one brand of car. It's the idea. So that was a US marketing thing where you needed to have
communism.
A low end version and a high end version had to be differently named. Otherwise, people wouldn't buy the high end version for the same price, right? Right. Remember, if you look at the Toyota Century, which is like, it wasn't just sought after, you had to be invited to purchase it. Okay. To the point where, so number one, it was the kind of car where you would have a driver because the passenger seat would fold down so that the rear passenger could have a footrest while you're driving.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Like it was this. If you look up my
Toyota, Mazda had one of those.
I think it was probably just broken.
No, I did. I could put my foot up. There was a spot for it. I could do it all the time. No. I swear to God.
That was
definitely broken.
If you honestly think about it, though, every car company does that. Especially here in America, you got Ford, they got Lincoln, and
it's a specifically American thing, though, where they have that differentiation. You know what I always wanted was just for the name was the Nissan Armada. Which I'm like, is that like it's just
those in their day were fucking nice.
Nissan's a good car company too. I love everything Nissan's ever put out. I've rented a lot of Nissan cars for between accidents, and I love them. I've never driven a Nissan I didn't like.
See, my thing is just the name itself is fucking cool as fuck, right? You're like, oh, I drive an Armada. You're like, fuck you guys,
that is
right? Like it's the same thing.
The big thing was the Nissan Altimas.
Yeah, I
love it. You grew up in You grew up in the ghetto with black people, though. It's different.
Yeah, right? But I mean, they had the low pro tires on them, and they had the body kits on them and shit.
And
if looked Puerto good. Rican, they had like pink fucking. And I don't understand why, but they had pink like the mirrors on the side. The car would be gold and black, but it'd have pink mirrors on the damn side.
It's weird, right?
You know, you can't be hating on the type of ghetto that Marco grew up in, okay? Because the ghetto where it's only white people, you have to be worried that your fucking whole neighborhood's gonna blow up one day. All right, like just in the middle of the night.
I mean, meth. Yeah, but they probably deserve it.
Like antifreeze and bleach in the air.
I wasn't even doing nothing. Now I'm dead.
This is like so actually, you want to hear a funny story? Was my dad was actually when he was younger, there was another guy that we knew through the church who was an electrician, had his own business. So my dad had a machine shop. He was an electrician, and they both admired another guy who was buying their kids new cars when they graduated high school. That was their thing. And my dad's like, that's how you know you made it, right? So my dad bought every one of us a new car when we graduated high school, or in or around then, like the last few months of high school kind of thing. So my oldest brother, he got an IROC, like a
Dino's
Camaro.
never been in a ghetto before.
No, I don't go
He's
there.
been
Except for at the bus stop.
He's been to your house.
Hey,
I don't live in the ghetto, surprisingly.
kind of. If you like half of the U.S. is the ghetto to me. It's not like it's nothing
That's fair.
personal.
I,
Right?
I'm the one bringing the fucking housing market down where I live.
So he had a 1988 Camaro, but it only had a 5-liter. So we were driving to Florida. We drove to New York. We stopped for the day, and we did some stuff in New York. And literally, so we pulled into the underground parking with security of the hotel. Okay.
And somebody
15 minutes
stole that
later,
bitch.
the Camaro drove away. Yeah. And then my dad calls the police, and they're like, yeah, you have to come down to the station. My dad's like, what do you mean I have to come to the station? And they're like, it's New York. You come here, we don't come to you. Okay. So
That's wild.
yeah. So in the end, we were all stuck. So my dad had bro, this was the thing is during that time, so late 80s, my dad bought a $30,000 car cash for my oldest brother. Like he was like, boom, done. No problem. Okay. So he went to the cops, made a report. It's fine. And then all 7 of us are stuck in a Parisian, which was still manageable because it's a Parisian. It's a fucking great car. I'm happy they didn't throw me in the trunk because I was the smallest, right? So we drove down to Florida, drove back, it was fine. But when we got back, that's when he got a proper fucking IROC with the 5.7, which, bro, a couple times my dad would do this. He would buy you a car, and then 6 months later, he's like, hey, let's go for a spin and let's see what it got, right? Because he's like, you've broken it in after 5,000 kilometers, because they're all brand new, right? After 5,000 kilometers, you got an oil change, and then my dad took it out, and he would fucking kill it, right?
Beat the fuck out of it.
Yeah, oh, he wanted to see what it had, right?
I
And
feel
I'm
like
telling
Dino
you-
just explained the Canadian Home Alone.
Basically.
That's what it sounded like.
Yeah, right.
Lost in New York.
This
So-
isn't what happened to him. This is a movie he saw.
Well, hey, I was like 8 years old, so I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's happening. It's fine, right? I was just a passenger. I have no idea. Hey, I started a trip having lots of room in the back seat. I ended the trip with no room in the back seat. That's all I remember.
It was
right?
fucking horrible.
I could just hear the conversation with his brother at the time. Don't leave the keys in the car. What are you talking about? Nobody's gonna bother us. Nobody's gonna take the keys. Leave the keys there so we don't lose them. No one take the keys off.
Well, hey, you want here hilariously, the cops were like, did you let anyone sleep in the car? And we're like, no. And they're like, oh, that's your first mistake. Even in underground parking, you have to let somebody sleep in the car so it doesn't get stolen. And you're like,
Hey, buddy, would
What-
you like to sleep in a car?
what's the fucking
Right.
point of having security and underground parking if someone's going to steal the car? They're like, oh, well, it's a whole organized thing. And you're like,
Yeah, the security's
Alright.
there to protect the parking lot, not your car.
no, it has nothing to do with the car. Yeah. It's just to make sure they make the fun. So we came back, he got a new car, and that was actually the best part was like that one, like it was an 89 IROC Z. And like at that time they only had like 224 horsepower. But you're like, bro, like that car,
Back then, that was
Fucking-
coming from the factory. That was the shit.
bro, hey, so he
Well,
actually
especially because when you crashed back then, you were just scrambling like eggs inside the vehicle.
Oh,
So there's
100%.
no airbags or anything. So seatbelts
Airbags?
not really a thing.
Hey, airbags and weight. You can't have that in that kind of car. Because
Right.
you got to balance that out. So so they would hang out at a McDonald's on the main strip, like where like young people would hang out before they could drink. And a guy with a Countach came up to the McDonald's. And my brother, who had the fastest car, which was the IROC-Z, was like, let's fucking race. And the guy's like, all right, no problem. So line up at a fucking light just around the corner. And the next light, which was the bridge over the highway, goes, let's do it. Goes, my brother fucking hammers it. Okay. He's halfway done the quarter mile. The Countach hasn't even left. Hasn't even fucking started. Okay. And then he's like, I'm going to win, which you're like, you all know. As soon as someone's like, I can do it, you're like, no, you can't. And just bam.
You flapped up.
Yeah, 100%. So the Countach, he's halfway down the quarter. The Countach starts and just fucking like he was standing still. Just wow, go. And you're like, and he was just like, oh, fuck. And I'm like, bro, to this day, I either want a Countach or a fucking Lamborghini Jalpa just because Rocky had one, which I think is bad.
So what happened? I'm curious. What happened to the first car? Did you guys ever get that Camaro back? Or
no. It was like that. Like it never existed.
Yeah, it got chopped up for sure.
And
it was. This was New York in the 80s, right?
Right.
With Giuliani was still running the place.
Them Camaros, that's why like after, because I'm a big Camaro fan. I have a 92, same body style, sitting in my driveway right now, T-top, the whole 9 yards.
He had a T-top too, bro. That's a pimp car, bro.
Right. So 90, I want to say 89, 90, and 91 is when they started putting the chip in the key. And it was because it was so fucking easy to steal them fucking cars, because all you had to do was peel the column and push a button, and then the steering column was unlocked, and you push the button again, it started, and you were gone. And you're talking.
It was real easy to say. Like,
you're talking, dude. 15 seconds after I get in the car, I'm gone.
The old Bonnevilles were like that too, man. Because I remember,
bro,
my ex had a Bonneville, and when we were kids, and she lost the keys to her car, and she was stuck at.
I could get it started, but you ain't gonna like it.
Yeah. She kept that car for like 10 years, and for 8 of them years, we started it with a spoon. Dude, all you had to do, because you would crack the column on the left-hand side, and it was just a piece of like cast aluminum. So once you got a little break in it, it was brittle. So then that piece would come off, and there was just a slide. As long as you got that lock to pop, it was just a little slide. You take a tablespoon, just a fucking tablespoon, and there was just a little spring-loaded lever that was on. You pulled up on it, the car started right the fuck up. You want to turn the car off, you get the spoon and you pushed it back.
Right.
The same brother, he traded in his IROC, and because he got married, which I'm like, gay. But
hey, you ain't got kids yet. Calm down.
Well, no, he traded in and he got a Bonneville SSEI, which is the one with the turbo.
Yeah.
Which I'm telling you, bro. Hey, like, see this is the problem. Is now car. So I just saw this was which was it? The new Santa Fe, which kind of looks like a Land Rover Defender. Like it's got the same square shape. It looks pretty good. But I found out it's got like a fucking 2.4 liter turbo, and I'm like, what? I can't even go uphill with that shit. What the fuck are you talking about? And they're like, it's got 180 horsepower. I'm like, my dick, it does. That's bullshit, right? So, like, cause hey, I remember I had a friend who had a what was it? Twin turbo 350Z, but like from the 90s, the old one, which you're like, bro, that shit fucking, you could do damage. The fastest car I've been in as a passenger was a 94 Supra, which was which is, bro, that car all-wheel drive, and fucking it's got a low RPM turbo and a high RPM turbo. So while it's twin turbo, it actually is like full coverage turbo instead of just when you go high, right?
Yep.
And we got on the highway. So I'm like, remember, at this time I'm in high school. I'm 340 pounds. And like, I'm lying down in the 2+2 because I don't fit in a fucking chair. My brother's in the front seat or in the passenger seat. The guy whose car it is driving. We get on the highway before the first overpass, which is probably like 600, like half a mile, less than half a mile away. We go from 90 to 240, and it's just like nothing, just fucking gone. And I'm like, bro, and he
You
even
made
had
those words up.
bro. He had a Targa top, which was like, you're like, how are you not just randomly fighting bitches off? Like, it was such a fucking wild car. Yeah,
Dude, they got a new. I can't remember whether it's a new Vet or if it's the new Mustang. I just seen a review on it on one of the
Those
car
are two
shows.
completely different cars.
Well, they were built for a similar purpose. They were supposed to be a small car, big motor.
Yeah.
You know, that was it. It wasn't supposed to be about luxury. It wasn't
Right.
supposed to be about, you know, this and that. But they were talking about that this style of car, this prototype of car, or whatever, was made to go back to like the old school days. So there was no airbags. You know, you know the bar that's supposed to go. You know, a lot of the cars have the roll bar. It says right, there's a sticker right on it that says this is not a safety.
Okay,
kit.
nobody wants to go back to like dying in your car all after hitting a speed bump.
This car,
bro.
the motor was a beast of a motor. Like it took up half the car. But I mean, that was it. You were driving. It was 4 wheels and a motor. You know, they said that the second gen, like, because they had like this, the center console was just a beam. But the second gen, they put speakers for a radio system in it. There was no trunk. There's no trunk. I think the trunk space was like, they said maybe 2 foot by the width of the car. So it was pretty much a glove box.
Yeah.
You're in a pothole. You have to bury your dog now. Like, that's fucked up.
Like the exhaust pipes came out the side, but the problem was they said it was a design flaw because
No
like,
shit.
the exhaust would creep. They would go right inside the front seat of the car.
Oh my gosh.
It had no outside handles. So if you want, you could lock the car, but you had to reach over the top to open it. Now this is a new car. This is out you know.
Nah, you know what happened is they let Mexicans build that thing.
Well,
They design it. That's what happened.
The option pack. It came with no roof. There was no roof in this thing. If you wanted the roof and the side windows or whatever the fuck, because there was no windows either. It was like a plastic type deal. You know, like them old shitty plastic roofs that they put on the old convertible cars. It had like no fucking windows in it. That's the only thing you got, and it barely fit in the fucking trunk. If you got that option, then you had no trunk space at all.
Fuck.
But dude,
I don't think it's the Mustang because the new Mustangs are like SUVs now. Have you seen those? It's weird. I don't understand it.
Bro,
Yeah.
that is the most fucking vagina-friendly bullshit I've ever fucking seen in my life. Bro, it was the Mustang Mach E, which I'm like, that E stands for estrogen. Eat a fucking bag of dick. Absolutely not. No, fuck you. How dare you? Listen. You okay?
They already fucked it up in the 90s, if you ask me. And then they went and did it again.
Let's be honest.
Did it worse.
Greg can understand this, and fucking Marco understands this as well. The fact is, an electric engine has a massive amount of torque. Is it electric too?
Yeah.
It's
I didn't know that.
A Mach E, like a fucking asshole. Okay. So the fact is, you're like, bro, if you want, remember, like the Tesla 2-door fucking mystery Scooby-Doo car that they made, right? That thing can go to like it even has an option for ludicrous speed because an electric engine can propel you ridiculously fast to the point where it's more of a security risk than having a jet fucking engine on your car. Okay?
You know they call it ludicrous, not because it's ludicrous, but because it's named after the rapper who has the song "Move, bitch, get out the way, get out the way, get off the highway."
It's not. It's named after Ludicrous Speed from Spaceballs. You dumb.
I don't think it is.
Child.
I don't think it is. It's named after the rapper.
How dare you voice your opinion in this discussion of men, you fucking child? No, no. So yeah, it is actually. It's from. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they put that huge motor in a soccer mom van.
No, bro. So. This is the thing: is you're going like an electric engine, like an electric motor, can propel a ridiculous amount of speed instantly. Like
Right.
that's the reason that they added sound to the Teslas externally, because you could go so fast to accelerate, but you couldn't hear it accelerate, right? Like that was the issue. So in turn, you're like, all of these electric cars that they're making where you're like, oh, you can go very fast. You're like, no, you can fucking break the sound barrier with that shit. You're just being a bitch, right? So they took a Mustang and the Mach E because Mustang, and then they made it gutless and an SUV like a bunch of fucking queers.
Yeah, I don't understand why it's because it's electric they had to make it like stocky and like up and down. It's a soccer mom car.
Yeah,
I didn't even know it was electric. That's the other thing. I didn't even know that.
It's super fucking gay. Which, okay, Greg, you sent me a picture. Is it okay if I put it up?
That's my car. I was just sending you pictures of it,
bro. That's fucking hot as hell. Like, honestly, yeah.
I gotta be honest with y'all. I'm gonna be the odd one out as usual, but I don't like the '90s versions, the '80s or '90s version, really of any car, but specifically of American Muscle.
Yeah, see, mine goes way back. I have a '49 International with the '68 Camaro.
Oh, get fucked, bro.
That's in my basement. Yeah.
You know what the funny part is earlier somebody brought up the Pontiac Aztec. I have one of those sitting in my garage. Ray
loves the Aztecs for some reason. I told her about your infatuation with the Aztecs.
It ain't really an infatuation. It was my mom's car. You know what I mean? So I just did a bunch of shit to it. So I put it up on 22s, had a huge system and a TV everywhere.
Don't let that mom thing fool you. That was Greg's motherfucking baby.
Because it was my mom's car.
Sits in his garage like my Ranger sits next to my mom's house.
Shit,
I just see a picture of that. If you got it.
Hey, but I'll be honest with you. Hey, a Grand National. Hey, Grand National. You said you have
Grand
a Grand National.
Oh, I love Buick so much. I love Buick.
100%. Bro, that's like that. See, this is the thing is like the Grand National was ridiculously fast, and it should not have been. Like, not at all. I
never liked the Regal body. You know, they had that.
Yeah, no, it was ugly.
Motor in it. It had the fucking. But
the Regal reminds me of the Taurus, the Ford Taurus, in a lot of ways.
What year Regal are we talking?
The new ones are cool. The new ones are good looking.
Front end, like the older school body. I just never was a fan.
You're talking about the G body, like the Monte Carlo, the Cutlass.
Yeah.
All right. See, I liked the Regal because it was everybody else wanted the fucking Cutlasses and the Monte Carlos, and they were all the fucking same. That's why I like the Buick Regal.
Hey,
I have to know what y'all are talking about. Hold on.
Okay, you want to hear some real fuck shit?
Shit.
Just before my first divorce, I picked up for $1,800 a 1973 Cutlass Supreme with a 350 in it. Okay,
I had a 79.
So the 73 though came with swivel bucket seats. So in other words, you were sitting there, you pressed the button, and it turned.
It just looks like the Grand National.
Get out, hey, bro. That is the most fat guy friendly seat known to mankind, and I'm telling you, I almost came the first time I sat in it.
And then in the 80s, Ford came up with the complete opposite. They had the Escorts with the fucking seatbelt that just choked the shit out of you automatically when you had it. Because I wasn't as big as you guys, but I was a fat kid too, and I had an Escort. The first time that fucking thing came up and wrapped around my throat, and I'm like,
hey, do you remember there was an Escort, but it was an Escort like GR Ford GTI bullshit, something like 9 letters after the fucking name. That was actually fucking fast. Like it would actually fucking work.
Okay, Dino, I sent you the picture of the Aztec that Cole was asking about, and then my brother asked about the rose about being on the back window. Yes, it is. It's still there.
Hold on.
Yeah, I remember.
But this is an older picture too. It
was a bad ride. It was a bad, I will say that Aztec.
I like the Aztec. Like honestly, I thought the Aztec was pretty cool. Like it's a cool, like it had a lot of angles to it, which was kind of ooh, you know.
So it reminds me of my mom's old Buick Rendezvous, and I
The
love
same
that
thing.
thing.
It's
Same
the
I
thing.
love that car,
just
man.
with more angles to it. Like I still don't understand why Pontiac fucking gave up, because number one, I love the Pontiac acronym. Love it. It's
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
We're
in
not
my
gonna-
opinion, and see, this is what really pissed me off about GM, right? And I'm a GM man 100%. I love my
100%.
Chevys, Buicks, Olds,
yeah,
all that.
I'm with you.
Hey, Pontiac, they were trying to compete with everybody. For example, like Dino, you said you got a CTS?
Yeah.
Okay. Pontiac, man, what year is it?
2005.
Okay. I don't know if they made it in 05, but Pontiac made a Pontiac G8, which is the same platform as the Cadillac CTS, but it has the Pontiac vibe to it. Now, Cadillac was always considered a higher class
Yeah.
vehicle, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To
100%.
me, Pontiac has always been running with them in luxury, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You think about like the Parisienne and all that stuff. That was all luxury. That was Pontiac's luxury line, which was always better than Cadillacs, if you ask me.
It's a better bang for your buck, no question.
Right, 100%. But basically, they cheaped out in a lot of, like, even GM even cheaped out, and then they did. They bought Saturn, and Saturn. Everybody knows fucking half of the Saturns are fucking junk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So basically, that was just when Saturn came in and fucked up everything. GM had to basically get rid of one of their.
That's like
extra-
letting your little brother come live with you, and then your apartment's trashed. I know what that's
That's
like.
basically what happened. You know what I mean?
I mean, like Pontiac for the longest time though, they kept up their motors and trans were still some top of the line.
Pontiac
I got a
Racing, Pontiac Racing, 100% Pontiac Racing was
Mhm.
way better than
yeah.
Chevy ever was. You know what I mean? Way better.
Because I still got a Cutlass that sits behind my daughter's house. It has the 3800 and everything. That the car, I mean, all the muscle in the world, that thing fucking moved. But the inside, they cheapened out on the interior. Like everything it was like somebody put toy plastic together for the handles. Like you would constantly break the handles trying to open the doors. The inside plastics would always crack or break up. The bezels and everything were all cheap made. Like it was, they put everything into the motors and trans on them motherfuckers, and like the inside just sucked.
It wasn't even that, because like the 3800 and all that shit all came out in like Chevy and GMC, or you know what I mean, GMC and shit like that, body styles. So it was just a GM based motor in all these different fucking cars. You know what I mean?
Well, so that was the thing, was like realistically, the Cadillac had the DeVille, which like, especially if you got the
Ooh, now we're getting into Cadillacs. I love Caddies too, man.
Bro, but see, this is
I had an Eldo for a little while.
There's an interview with a guy who he started out at GM as like janitor bullshit, and then he moved his way up to, he was in the engineering and design of Cadillac, which you're like, bro, that's the top of GM. It's not the CEO, it's the engineering for fucking Cadillac. That's the top, right? And he explained where it's like, he was saying how he was a part where like when the 2005 CTS had the CTS V, which had the Corvette engine, which was 400 plus horsepower, and was, so the weird thing was it was front engine rear drive, and it actually, they threw it in Le Mans, and it was decimating other cars, which you're like, bro, there's nothing more fucking shaming than getting decimated by a 4-door sedan on the road, right? Like it's not like there's nothing worse, right?
Right. Now, mind you, that Pontiac G8 I was just telling you about, they do the same thing. They have a V8 version. They even have a manual 6-speed, just like the Cadillac VTS.
Yeah,
and it's just it's fucking ignorant car.
See, and this is where that idea comes by, where I'm like, I try and understand where it's like, listen, like, why are you cheaping out on dumb shit? Like my biggest frustration, the Parisian, the year we had the Parisian had steel handles, but so the guys we grew up with across the street, they were Guyanese, and so they had a dark burgundy Parisian, and like the interior was dark burgundy, the tint was dark burgundy. They didn't have a TV, but it had a TV antenna on the trunk, which you're like, that's super Guyanese, like just relax, right?
Mhm.
But at the same time, you're like, their year had plastic handles, which I'm like, that's a fucking shit show. Like, why would you do that, right?
Yep.
And it was the weirdest thing where you're like, you chinsed on weird shit, and it just made a shittier car.
Right.
When the fact is, like, you put in the same shit into this, right? It's very, very, very that like it was because when did Pontiac and half of GM shut down? When was that? It was what, in the 2015?
2016, I think.
I want to say so. Yeah. Yeah.
Just
somewhere
shortly
in
after Jack was born. So I think it was 2016.
Which you're like, I like the fact was that all they had to do was differentiate what they were. Because like, look, all you have to do is create exclusivity. Was like, if I get a Cadillac, I'm not gonna have some guy driving a Pontiac and it's the same fucking car. Right? Like that's
Well, here's the thing, though. You have diehard Cadillac fans. You have your
Yeah.
diehard Chevy fans. You have your diehard Pontiac men. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if we make the same car for all three companies, you're going to get just as much money and you're going to save, because all these things, the only thing you got to change is a front clip, a fender, a door. You know what I mean?
But that's
Yeah.
stupid, right? Like that's
Right.
They're making
it's
money.
You're clearly just manipulating the situation, right?
Right. And
As opposed to
You're commonizing capitalism is what you're doing.
yeah,
2010.
2000 and yeah,
Get the fuck
2010.
out. It was 2010. Man.
Yeah.
Was it? Shit. I thought that's when Ford kind of started rolling back. They rolled back Mercury, the Ford Ranger.
All the companies back then were doing it. It's just that Chevy got rid of.
I'm
George
still
Bush's
angry-
fucking America is what happened.
I'm still angry that they don't have a Marauder anymore. Because honestly, I would buy that fucking car.
They were,
That's a
I
great
think they
fucking
were
car.
talking about bringing it back out. Let me
Hey,
look.
they've been talking about bringing out the Caprice, which I'm like, immediately,
no.
immediately. We
you
had
know-
one, bro.
You know what I really, really want? And this is going to sound stupid, but I wanted like a 96 to 98 Chevy Impala SS, which was that big ass bubbled fucking. Them cars were they had the LT1 in them. They
Yeah.
ran like a son of a bitch.
Yeah, they used
Yeah.
those stock cars for a while too.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
grandfather used to have an old, I forget what year it was, man. It might have been like a late 60s Caprice or 70s. The one with the big fucking body with the octagon front end. It was silver with the fucking, it had a burgundy top with the crushed velvet guts.
Oh, yeah.
So we had a Caprice with the wood panel and the rear facing third seat in the
Oh,
back.
yeah, station wagon.
Yeah.
They didn't. Yeah, Caprice wagon.
Hey, I'll be honest with you. There's been rumors that the 2025 they're bringing the Caprice back, and I'm like, bro,
the
if they have a
Vista
station
Cruiser.
wagon, I'm having one. There's no, hey, that's happening.
It's Eric
Where's
Foreman
my
over
wife?
here.
No, I
I
think the
I told
Vista
my wife-
Cruiser, the Vista
Yeah.
Cruiser was a Buick version of the Caprice wagon.
Right.
How was it?
Yeah.
Hey, I
Y'all
told my
want to
wife.
talk wagons. My mom had the family truckster from the fucking Griswold thing.
Wow.
That big green thing. When I saw that on TV, I was like, oh no. Oh no. I gotta go to school in this thing. Like,
Bro.
oh my God, I fucking hated that. Like for some my dad, odd fucking taste in cars. He liked Cadillacs, he liked Buicks, like the he had his cars, you know, the laid out ones, and
Yeah.
then he liked station wagons. Like and we never got to drive in the Cadillac. I never got to drive in the big pretty blue Buick. I got to sit in the back seat of these ugly fucking sucking up exhaust fumes, waving to people like help.
They call that the boot in Canada.
Yeah. They don't. That's in
you
fucking
talking
UK, you faggot. Whatever. No, but
You know what the greatest American tragedy, in my opinion, or one of the greatest American tragedies is we lost the GTO because of Pontiac going out. The original GTO was the
Original
baddest,
Bro.
baddest
Hey.
American muscle car, in my opinion.
I had my one of my oldest friend. I've known him since grade 6. His stepdad rebuilt a GTO, a Judge, and
Woo,
painted it.
not the
Hey,
judge.
he painted it Judge Orange. You're like, bro.
You have to.
Hey, so this is the funny thing is he kept on, so he would turn it on in the garage, because he kept it in the garage, because don't be a bitch, right?
Well, of course. Yeah.
And it vibrated so much because it was so loud that shit he had stacked on shelves that were in front of it fell on the hood. And he was like, he was
Scratched
so
the paint?
angry. Like, it scratched the paint and fucking dented his hood. He was so like, the only person he had to blame was himself, because that was his domain. And he was so fucking angry. And we're like, hey, what's going on? And he's like, I don't want to fucking talk about it. It's none of your fucking business. And we're like, I've never heard him swear. And he was enraged, bro. And it was the wildest shit. He would take us out every once in a while for a drive around, bro. That was number one, no seatbelts, so I don't know how it works in the States, but like, if the car was made without seatbelts, you don't have to put in seatbelts.
Your grandfather did.
Yeah, which you're like, that's not safe. So he had just like a buckle like for the front, and you're like, I don't feel safe at all. And he's like, don't worry, we're fine. And then he fucking went into an intersection,
a ratchet strap.
Hey, bro, a residential fucking street, and he fucking did a donut, like it was a stop sign. And he's like, hey, watch this. And he floors it, does like 2 donuts, and then comes back. Like, we just went like down the street to the stop sign. He does 2 donuts and comes back, and I'm like I'm at like 14 at the time. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ! Like, yeah. And I was like, I need to do this with my own car. Like, yeah, it was horrible.
My brother's best friend Charlie had a 65 Mustang that he built the motor from scratch. Like, Charlie was under that fucking hood every day when he got home from high school. Him and my brother were under the hood of that car. That fucker the motor had to be chained down. That guy, dude, from 7th Street to the projects, which was a straight shot. It was like maybe 2-3 miles, dude. Like, you felt like you hit, like your heart was in the fucking back seat of the goddamn. Like, he would touch the gas, and you were like, bro. Dude, that car. I'd like to know where the fuck that car, whatever happened to that car, because he ended up selling it. He never fucking wrecked it. Surprisingly enough, the way that motherfucker drove it. But it had the fucking shifter that was like, you had to pull up and drag back. Like,
yeah.
Dude, that fucking thing was crazy.
I remember a guy who, I don't remember what car it was. I think it was an old car. I think it may have been Camaro, might have been a Nova. I don't remember. But he had jacked it up ridiculously. And he kept on showing off. And we're like, you should probably take it to a track. And he did. And like, as soon as he hit the track, he floored it and fucking twisted his entire fucking suspension. Like, just you're like, hey, he went up and one tire never came down. And I was like,
I have a story like that too, with a 72 or 73 Cutlass on gravel. This cat let this car go, and when he let it go, the car went up, like you said, and the passenger side front tire never touched the ground again. Yeah. You're talking every bit of 8 inches of gravel, and he did it on gravel.
Hey, like, that's like knowing steel. Yeah, you're like, bro, right. The damage you've done to that car
frame.
Yeah, you're like that. Like the knowing tolerances of a car frame, and just trying to picture it. You're going like, bro, that's catastrophic. Like, you can't, like, oh, just cut out a no. You're done. Like, that car is garbage. Like, that's for melting only, maybe. Like,
it's really like with cars, it's the engine and the frame. As long as you have those 2 things, you can rebuild everything else. Theoretically, you can obviously do the engine too, but but pretty much you got a car if you got an engine and a fucking frame. Yeah.
The motor that's in my 49 was actually supposed to go into another 68 Camaro. Like the Ken, my father-in-law who passed away, he bought his son a 68 Camaro that him and his son was supposed to work on together. And he moved to Colorado and never did nothing with it or whatever. So when Ken got sick, he was like, he came up to me the one day. He was like, Mark, I've been buying the kids cars and this and that all my life. I'd like to drive something pretty before I go, because he knew, he only had so much time left. So that's when we were driving past his house in Coatesville, and that's where the truck's at. And I'm like, well, Ken, this ain't got no motor. He's like, well, we got the 68 motor. Now, the reason why we were putting this other, like, he had the other motor for the car. One, it was matching numbers, but the fucking Camaro that he had, when his son Kenny got in that goddamn thing, it wasn't even gravel. It was on the street. He fucking floors it at a stop sign. When he brought that car back, he was like, Dad, something's wrong with it. It's wobbling or whatever. You could see the cracks, like, in the roof, down by the door frame, and like it twisted the whole fucking car, and it misaligned something in the motor, and that.
The picture of that Camaro that you were just looking at, it's twisted and got cracks in it just like that too, from my old small block 350 in it down on Wilson Avenue.
See, now talking about all these cars, now I want to pull out my 49 and start working on my car, because I have an 81 Corvette too that I've been piecing together slowly.
I'd like pictures of those, Marco. Shit, both of them.
I was just going through my phone. When I changed my fucking phone, I must have got rid of the pictures. They're on my laptop. I'm afraid if I fucking try pulling them up, then it's gonna blow.
Yeah, you're gonna go. Hold on, gray again.
So you have an 81 Corvette. Which was 81? Hold on, let me see what the picture is.
It's gotta be a good one. It's got the long nose and the T-tops and the flip up headlights.
Is that the one that Leonardo DiCaprio crashed in that one movie?
Does it have the Stingray fenders? Like,
what do you mean? Like the pipes on the side and
no. So the front fenders, do they come up higher than the hood?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hey, so the VP of my grade school, and then he moved to my elementary, so 6, 7, and 8 school. He had a green fucking Stingray, and so every once in a while kids who were smoking would kind of hang out in front of his car, and he would lose his shit because he was a fucking Japanese guy, the biggest head I've ever seen on a fucking adult male, like, just because he was in decent shape, like not good shape, but like he was probably around like 5'10", but like a head as big as a fucking serving plate, right? But a Stingray, that's what this is the thing is a Stingray. You're like, bro, it's all fiberglass. Like, it's all like, you got to be careful with that fucking car, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one of my biggest issues when I put this Stingray together. I'm gonna have to fucking reinforce the frame, because I mean it's already got the Corvette rust on it.
Yeah,
and they're known for rusting their fucking frames out.
Really?
Yeah. Well, the body's fiberglass, right? So
so the little bit of metal that's on there all gets jacked up.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. See, I love the idea of rebuilding a car. Like, there's a guy, I want to say Texas, but I don't know, the whole southeast of US, I just assume is Texas, right? So it could be New Mexico.
It pretty much is.
Yeah. So there's a guy who built, essentially, it looks like a dune buggy, but with hydraulic suspension. So he can go from like a lowrider to like high up, like the entire chassis shrinks in underneath the car. So it could be like an SUV type of thing. And like he threw in a pretty hefty engine. And I'm like, it's all exposed. So he needs a good cover. But I'm like, bro, you basically created Go-Go Gadget car, which I'm like, I'm all for. Right. But I don't know. Like, it's one of those things I was telling you guys before. So my dad would buy us a car every time we turned, like when we were graduating high school. So for me, he got me, it was a 1999 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo, which hilariously, I went to class. So I left class beginning of March break, driving my mom's 95 LeSabre, right? I came back from March break driving a brand new Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo, all black, fucking beautiful. And the first class of the day was law class, and the teacher was 100% a guy who smoked too much weed. but he thought very highly of himself because like I teach law at high school, which you're like, that's not an achievement. Go fuck yourself, right? So he loved trying to stick it to people. So, first day back from March break in high school, everyone's talking about the shit that they did for March break, right? And he sees me not saying shit, and he goes, "Hey, Dino, what did you do for March break?" I'm like, "I got my first car." And the cocksucker does this. He goes, "Oh, everybody quiet down. Everyone quiet down. Dino got a car," to try and throw me out there. He's like, "So Dino, what kind of car did you get?" I'm like, Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo. He's like, "Oh yeah, what year?" I'm like, 1999. It's currently fucking 1999. And he's just like, I can't afford that car. I'm like, maybe it's because your father doesn't love you.
Bro,
hey, so just so you understand,
I think I would have stood up in the back of the class like.
There were a lot of oh, bro. So there was a bunch of
you for that, dude.
there was a bunch of
He said you're poor.
That's exactly what I was saying. Okay, so hey, so the wild part is that there were a bunch of young guys who had like old BMWs and shit, and they would like put sound systems. They were like black or off black, whatever. So I walked to them. I'm like, what?
Both. We'll go with both.
Both, yeah, 100% both. So I walked up and I'm like, "Hey, you guys should check the parking lot," just to fuck with them because I parked in like 4 different spots just because I was an asshole. Now, in my defense, I also parked at the butt fuck nowhere of the parking lot. So there were 4 parking spots available. Okay.
Dino's parking horizontal in a vertical spot.
4 spots. 4 spots like a fucking asshole. Okay. And I was like, "Hey, you guys park out there, right?" They're like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "You should check it out. Go fuck yourself." And I tell that teacher, I got the car, and I'm like, "Hey," he's like, "I can't afford that car." I'm like, "Maybe it's because your father doesn't love you," which everyone was like, "Ah, shit, you fucking told him," right? Because I'm a dick. Hey, I went out at lunch because I'm like, I have a car. I'm going to go out for lunch. Sure enough, fucking ticket. I'm like, motherfuckers. Just $40.
Like,
yeah,
your dad loved enough to pay for your ticket too.
Oh, it wasn't. Not at all. He's
I got
like, you
4
better
tickets before I even had a driver's license.
What'd you say?
I said I had 4 tickets before I even got my own driver's license.
Oh, I got you beat. I got you beat by far.
Really?
Yep. I lost my license 24 hours after I got them until I was 22 years old.
Damn!
How is that possible?
How you gonna take it away that quickly? What'd you do?
2 reckless operations on a permit.
In 24 hours?
No. I got the tickets on my permit. And then I went and took my driver's license test because my attorney said, "Oh, well, probably just, if you get your license and da-da-da-da-da." So I went and got my license Thursday morning at 9 o'clock. I was in court Friday morning at 9 o'clock and lost them bitches till I was 22 years old. And I was 16.
Damn! 6 years they did you dirty?
Well, I also had a lot more driving under suspended after that and all that, dude. They got back.
We all had different lives, Cole.
Yeah. Me,
damn.
I didn't have a drug habit. I had a car habit. And
that's fair. That's the best of habits. Like, you know.
Well, in my case, it wasn't.
It's funny.
What else you got to give Greg a little bit of leeway, though, because that was back in our early days of modifying cars and working on cars. And Greg decided to trick out his Cavalier with spray paint, like he spray painted the dash and he did like the vents and everything. But it was some kind of toxic paint because I still remember that smell. It was stronger than the weed in the car.
Jesus.
He had this fucking sound system that would vibrate your fucking soul. So you got that coming from the back. You got this toxic chemical smell, and I'm trying to get high, and he's got we know.
Sounds like you were doing great.
Hold on. Greg, do you know how to fix sound systems?
I used to put them in. I do all this shit. Yeah.
So okay, so we're working on Lord of the Wings,
Uh-huh.
which means so I'm talking to Victoria to try and figure it out, but I may come down at the end of May, and my sub at the back of the Cadillac is fucked up, and I'm like,
We don't need to hear about your sex life, Dino.
Is it in and out, like cutting in and out?
I don't know. Well, no, it's making a vibration.
Okay, yeah, we'll get it taken care of. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, we take that fucker out and drop a 12. That's what I do with my caddy. I
Right.
took out
Yeah,
the-
no, it's a huge fucking 12 right in the center of the
Yep.
behind the back seats, like right there.
Yeah, on the back. Yeah.
It's actually an 8.5 because I had to
No.
cut on mine a little bit bigger.
No,
to set
the-
the 12 in it.
No, not on.
CT
Hey,
The
hey,
newer
maybe
CTS
on a
is actually-
Pontiac, you fucking POC.
No, this was the
It's actually
Cadillac.
a
He
fucking
said you're
Cadillac.
poor.
Hey, on a Cadillac, it's a proper fucking 12, you bitch.
It wasn't because I had the high end sound system in my shit, and I was
Yeah,
like,
no,
oh,
the subwoofer size was different between your year and his year.
oh,
No,
yeah.
so mine, so this is a fucked up thing. When my dad took out my Laredo, because so I asked him, he's like, hey, so I wanted a Camaro or a Yukon. And he was like, nah, how about a Jeep Grand Cherokee? And I'm like, that's too much because it was 52 grand. And he was like, okay, well, what if we get that? And I'm like, well, I want that V8 and I want the sound system and I want a moonroof. And he goes, what do you need with those? As soon as he drove it, he was like, we should have got the big engine. I'm like, no shit. And then he turned up the music. It was like, we should have got the better sound system. I'm like, no shit. And then he looks up. He's like, should have got the moonroof. I'm like, no fucking shit, bro. Why the fuck
love
did you
your
get
dad.
this fucking
I
car?
ain't never met the man in my life, but I love him. He's fucking
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, you know what you should have said was, Dad, why don't you buy me like a bucket and then get me a house? Fucking $85,000 for a car.
Oh, no.
You know what I got for my
Right,
graduation? A fucking job. That's what I fucking.
Hey,
He didn't even get a job. He got an application.
he still gave me 20 grand for my first house as a down payment. So it's
My
not-
mom
yeah.
gave me $700, and I forked out the other $1,000 for my Ranger.
But
And I
you
bought
had
it
to
off of
pay your mom
eBay.
$700 back.
Bro,
Man,
one
No, surprisingly, no.
I-
But
I came from a loving home, and I paid every dollar for every one of my fucking cars.
Yeah, I came from a non-loving home, and I paid for my shit. I paid for my brother's shit. I paid for my mom's shit.
I didn't have to go that far. My brother.
mine was a
fine.
50-50 loving home. So I paid 50-50.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know if I should apologize or make fun of you at this point, all of you. I don't. I had a great life. My father loved me. I don't know what to say. I don't. Yeah, it was great. Hilariously, I was going to tell you. So earlier when Greg was saying about some fucking crazy old person rear-ending him, my second oldest brother, so he's 10 years older than me. He got a Talon TSI turbo all-wheel drive, which is fucking fast, right? Like
the Eagles. The Eagles.
Which one?
Towers?
no,
they were based off of the
the
same
Eclipse.
thing as the
Eclipse, the Mitsubishi
uh,
Eclipse.
Yeah, the Eclipse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So-
but it was Eagle was the brand. It was like a Chrysler off.
yeah. It was just.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
same, It was just.
So
yeah.
that little like bro, I'm pretty sure even now I could probably like muscle like flip it over by myself. Like it was the lightest car. Like it was not as light as his fucking Geo or your Geo
Or-
GL, like, but like comparable. So that fucking thing, he actually was showing off in a parking lot, popped a curb and crushed because it was unibody, right?
Yeah.
So he squished it right in the it had like a little bump in the rear the plus two. So they used fucking lasers to try and fucking stretch it out. Cost them $8,000, and I'm like, fucking loser.
Right.
Yeah.
Back in a little bit after high school, a buddy of mine that lived up the road from me, it was a black dude, but he was 6'6", 6'7", and he drove one of them Eagle Talons, 5-speed too. So we go to ride with this cat, dude. He got the steering wheel, like his knees and his knuckles were rubbing together as we're fucking driving.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
it was crazy. But them other cars were fucking nice, dude.
Yeah, they were fast too.
Hey, the difference, I remember my so my oldest brother, he's 12 years older than me, and my second oldest brother is 10 years older. So they would race, and he was like, so the IROC on a straightaway would smoke him, but as soon as you had to turn, like the Talon, you could take the steering wheel and go, eek, and you changed lanes. Like it was that,
Right.
like it was so responsive because
Yep.
it had those tiny little fucking tires, right?
Mhm.
Whereas the Camaro had fucking 9x17, which are like massive fucking tires, right?
Right.
Yeah. So no, it was fucking wild. That was
Mhm.
that was fun as shit. My sister got a Passat, which I'm like, bitch. That's fine. Yeah, she ruined it for everybody.
Yeah.
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 You know how women ruin everything. It's factual. It's not
Did you hear the way he said? He's like, my sister got a Passat.
She was stupid.
the crazy thing is she got T-boned at an intersection, and like she was totally fine because it was Passat. Which you're like, that's a good car, man.
Yeah,
Like,
God forbid
Yeah,
a
they
woman
are.
wants security.
man,
We all
fucking
got-
live life.
We all
live
got
life on
dumb
the edge.
shit. Like,
Don't be a bitch.
I
right?
feel like Cole, next time we see Cole, he's gonna pull up in like an '82 Volvo.
no, I don't want safety, but women should have it. You know what I mean? Especially the way they drive. You know, like
I was in, I don't even know what Volvo it was, but it was a guy who had like an 84 like coupe Volvo. It was like 2-door standard, but it was weird. Like, so the tranny had 4 or 5 gears, and then it had a switch for overdrive, like instead of like an actual thing. And like he was a mechanic, so he knew how to service it. But like, bro, he beat that thing to fucking shit. But we fucking smoked people. It was pretty wild.
Mm-hmm.
But he was a quirky guy. So
Yeah.
nice guy, but you know.
A friend of mine, she came in. It was actually Ken's daughter. She stayed out in Colorado, and she came in to visit. And she just bought a car to drive here, and it was a Volvo. And she, when she got here, she was like, "Well, in order for us to take it back, like the suspension was bad. To change the shocks in them motherfuckers, oh my god, dude, it was such a pain in the fucking dick to change the shocks in a Volvo."
well, I imagine it has the
Like-
greatest suspension system ever known to man.
No, the fucking wasn't. It was
no, it had
That's
more
what I've been
moving.
told.
Yeah, because it's got more moving parts than the whole fucking vehicle. Actually,
Yeah,
He's- really?
Hey, it's
fucking
basically
big.
made out of Lego. Like that's like
And-
everything is this big.
Not only
And-
that, dude. There's just so many fucking like.
Yeah.
You're all right. For example, your Ford. What do you drive? Fusion.
Focus.
Focus.
The
The
all right.
Focus, yeah.
Okay, and them are they got a little funky front suspension too. Okay, but like
Yeah, because I got one that's going over bumps right now.
right,
so-
and all right. So now, for example, like Dino's Cadillac,
Yeah.
it has a lower control arm and a strut setup. All right.
Right.
Yeah.
Your Ford has a lower control arm, a mid control arm, and then an upper control arm plus a strut.
Jesus Christ, don't tell me this.
Okay,
I just bought this
now-
thing.
Yeah. Well, good luck. Yeah.
Right.
Just
Well-
know when you fix the suspension, watch that tranny.
Right.
That's
now-
exactly what I gotta fucking do is fix that suspension.
Now,
Yeah.
Volvo, on the other hand, you got control arm here, control arm here, control arm here, control arm here,
Jesus.
control arm here, control arm here, and then you have a strut. and
Yeah, it's just fucking ridiculous.
then
I'd
the
rather
worst
have a
part about it
rough
is,
Damn.
the worst part about it is all them control arms I just said. You got to change this one, so you got to take all these ones off. To get
Right.
to that
Oh,
one.
fuck off,
Right.
bro. So
Dude, it was the worst fucking shock job I ever fucking did in my life, dude.
The dumbest
Oh,
thing
oh.
I've ever seen was I had to get my control arm replaced on my Mazda 3, and they had to remove the air conditioner compressor to do that. I was like,
The
"What?"
fuck?
They're like, "Yeah, we've never heard of it either." But they showed it to me because they had me walk under the car and I look at it. Look, it's a design thing. I don't know, but it was
what-
like in the middle of it because the way it's the control arm had like a
um,
what? Not a
what year
frisbee.
car
What's
is
that?
this? What
That's
year
the
is it?
09 Mazda 3. What's that?
I'm
What's that game the
watching Greg
Australians
have
play?
a fucking stroke.
Yeah,
This
I
is
know.
the funniest
It's
shit where
the
he's like,
right
"Those
side.
motherfuckers."
Right. It's just the right side, the passenger side one, not the left, obviously. But what's that? What's that fucking what's that
Boomerang.
yeah, boomerang. So it was kind of boomerang shaped, and then there was like there's like a split in the control arm, and then the fucking compressor has two fucking prongs or whatever that it's bolted in. So like they had to take the fucking compressor off to then take the fucking compressor or take the control arm off, then throw the new one on, and then put the fucking compressor on. So it was like a 3-hour job for something that should have been like 20-30 minutes.
Yeah, I've never heard of that shit at all, but I have heard like
It was wild, dude.
A newer Volkswagen that the way they designed it, that one of the lines, and it ain't even like a brake line. I could see maybe a brake line, but one of the fucking fluid lines goes through one of the control arms on the driver's side, and then there's a fucking a port or whatever, a connection for it to come out of that fucking control arm into wherever the fuck it goes.
Well, Cole, I don't know what you had going on there, but
the iTouring is that special one.
I'm at the Mazda 3.
Yeah, iTouring.
Both struts would take. By this, it says 2.5 hours. Now, mind you, when it says 2.5 hours, I could probably have it done in an hour and a half.
That's usually what my mechanic does too, pretty quickly.
You know what?
Right. And I'm not seeing where you had to do any of that shit.
I think somebody just
I thought, because at first when they were telling it to me, I thought they were bullshitting me, him and his
100%.
crew. But then, he has my car in the air, and he was like, "No, come with me, come look at this." And it was the craziest fucking shit I had ever seen. So, and they had to make sure that the compressor still worked and everything, you know what I mean? Which, it didn't work to begin with, but they were trying to get it to work again.
I am looking right now to see where the AC pump is, because that really bothers me.
Yeah, that don't sound. Oh.
You're gonna bump into it like this week,
bro. What people always
I got a buddy of mine that has a Mazda 3, and I've done all kinds of shit on it.
Is it the iTouring though? The
special edition. I don't remember which one it is.
Yeah, mine was the iTouring. It's that the only time I've ever seen it is in that funky like red version of the car, because like it's not like all the other Mazda 3s for whatever reason.
Had a Mazda body and somebody put like a fucking Chevette motor in it or some shit like that, and maybe threw a couple Ford parts in there.
It was the sports edition, and don't get me wrong, I didn't buy this car. Was like, oh, that's the one I want. I just bought it because it was there. You know what I mean? So like, it was available to me in my price range.
This is the problem, is that people are always like, oh, as you grow older, you need a friend who's a lawyer, a friend who's a doctor, and a friend who's an accountant. But you also need a friend who's a fucking mechanic.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
you don't.
You know what?
No, because
Greg's like, shut up.
We need fucking free time, goddammit.
Hey, you know what though? Like realistically, let's be honest. You'll have a funner time with me than you will with other people. That's fine. That's
right,
okay.
but
I'd like to just pick your brain a lot of times.
This is honestly the first time that we've actually sat down and talked about cars. That's half the reason why I wanted to get on this show, because like everything that we've done, nothing has done anything with cars. You know what I mean?
No.
So that's why I was kind of like, part of this one.
I love, like, I'll be honest with you. So I actually had a part-time job working at Canadian Tire, which is like AutoZone, I guess. And I was at the parts counter, and I learned so much fucking shit, like weird shit. It was actually the first time I ever heard anyone say the phrase, "That's like perfume on a pig." And I was like, the fuck did you say? And it was just like, ah, goddamn, that's great. Like, that is fucking peak fucking,
Perfume on a pig. I've never heard that, actually.
Yeah. Perfume on a pig. And you're like, bro, it's a great statement. And especially, it's the same thing when, like, if you see an ugly chick wear makeup, and you're like, oh, it's like perfume on a pig. And they get really angry, but at the same time, it's fucking hilarious. It's
like polishing a turd, man. It's like polishing a turd.
100%. Exactly.
I call it fish in a barrel. That's what I call it.
That's where half of my personality came from, was learning in a mechanic's garage.
Yeah, that's it. That's it, man.
I'm surprised you don't say the word cunt more often. That's to be honest.
Somebody just said, "God bless you all." Thank you.
That's it.
Thanks,
Thank you, Nick.
I appreciate you
Appreciate
greatly,
you.
bro.
Yeah, I mean, we grew up in the day, like, and I tell my kids this, and I even tell grown ass people this too. You know, like when I was growing up, to learn how to work on a car or whatever, I had to walk or ride my bike up to it was Worldwide at the time. There was no AutoZone, there was no O'Reilly's. It was
they
Damn,
were
you're
there.
old. You're so fucking
You
old.
couldn't get there. That's what
right.
it was.
And then, well, yeah. And then, you know, you had to sit in an aisleway on the floor and just read Chilton's guides, read Chilton's manuals. That, or you'd go to a library, and you know, I'd just rather go to the parts store.
You lost me at read and library.
Oh, dude. And listen, and being a mechanic, and even right now in this day and age, we do more reading and more bullshit than actually working on a fucking car. Most of our labor rate, most of the time when, you know, somebody says, "Hey, we got to charge you 13 hours to do this job," I can guarantee you at least 2 hours of that is every bit of fucking reading.
Yeah, reading because there's always something different. There's always something.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
You can't, and these car manufacturers are building these cars to where the common Joe can't repair it. You know, and the prime example of that is how many cars right now don't have a transmission dipstick?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you.
Mine! I just
my God.
I've ever
Get
seen
the
that.
fuck out of
Can
here, bro.
anybody explain to me why they don't have a dipstick? Even though we've been doing it for the last 100 fucking years.
This is the first time I've ever seen it. My Ford Focus, man.
Dude,
I was
They
pissed.
started doing that back in 2000.
Yeah.
Damn.
Greg had
my
to
brand new Z24 Cavalier I bought off showroom floor in 2000 did not have a dipstick.
Yeah. Dude, just today we had to put the fucking car up in the air. So Greg had to go up under there, and the car got to be a certain temperature. And the only way you check the fucking shit is if it pours out a certain amount when you take the screw out.
If you pull the plug out,
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Yep. If you have a steady stream coming out of the plug, you put the plug back in. If you don't have a steady stream, it's too low. If it comes out at a real thick, you know.
I need to go get I do need to go get a transmission fluid change, because I have no idea. I just bought this car 2 months ago.
How many miles? How many miles are on this car?
About 125. Okay.
You got to watch doing them transmission fluid swap.
You're right there at that point. Is the transmission doing anything funny right now?
I mean, sometimes it acts weird when I go through when I try to gas it through like hills, like almost like a peak of a hill, like the dip in a hill. You know, it acts a little weird, but it's a Ford, you know.
Bro, we'll make a whole day of it. I'll come down. We'll do fucking Lord of the Wings.
Okay, what is with the ominous shit? What is going on?
You and I are going to take our cars to Greg and let Greg have his way with them. Just let him do whatever he wants. You can come in the fucking gas tank, whatever.
Before we get too far, don't go do that transmission flush.
Okay.
If you're already having issues and you go do a transmission flush, you're gonna have way more issues.
Yep.
Really? Well, I wasn't gonna get flush. I was just gonna get I don't even know how much is in there. Like, I bought it like 2 months ago, and I have no idea how much transmission fluid is in there because it doesn't have a fucking.
Definitely get it checked. You know what I mean, but don't get it flushed, because if you get it flushed, it can do more damage than running with.
Right? Can't you just change it without flushing it though?
No, I mean, yeah, you can, but you can't. If you change it without flushing it, you're only getting half the fluid. You're only replacing. You know what I mean. But if it's low, you can add to it and you'll be fine. You know what I mean?
How the fuck do I add to the motherfucker? Because I don't even know how much is in there.
You're not going to. You're going to take it to a quick lube somewhere.
Dude, I put like 3,000 miles on my car a month. This is crazy. I can't do that.
Okay. They do that shit. Like the Dodgers are doing that too. Like when I had to check the transmission fluid in my Liberty, it's actually on the side, and it's almost like a rear end. You open up the nut. And if it just barely came out where the nut was, then you were good. If it poured out, you had too much. And if you couldn't stick your finger in there and feel it, then you had to add some.
Right. That's the same thing. They've been doing that with rear differentials for years.
Yeah.
The rule of thumb is you can stick your finger in the hole, and then the first knuckle, if you don't touch fluid, it needs fluid. But
okay, that's retarded. So Nick
Tucker says it is, but it's effective.
I mean, like, at least there's still a system. So Car Talk Thursdays now. I mean, realistically, it's peak mental health.
Yeah,
it's mental health, bro.
Also, okay.
We're working
Ray-
through some shit.
Hold
Leave
on.
us alone.
Ray DeVito says, I'll be in Scranton Thursday. I hope you fucking die, you piece of shit.
Yeah, I hope it gets
How
strangled.
dare you advertise on someone else's show without contributing to the comments? Go fuck yourself, you piece of shit.
I hope it gets strangled by the Scranton Strangler.
I don't think this is the real Mike Wayne, though. He said 2000 was the year I realized.
It's a different Mike Wayne. Different
I
one.
know. I'm lonely, but I named my car.
Is it a piece of shit? I know it's a beater.
Hey,
It's a beater for sure.
It's definitely gay. That's
Yeah,
That's a hoopty.
so. See, this is
Fuck
the
you,
thing.
and you're
Is
gay.
my problem
You're
is
gay,
that
you know.
well, I'm Greek. It's not the same. So I'm like jail gay.
The G in Greek stands for gay.
Maybe. But like this is my thing is that like I feel like cars are over engineered and less mechanically inclined at this point, where you're like, it's
Nope,
the same idea where
I can answer this. Go ahead.
go for it.
Okay, the car manufacturers now are making these cars where the common Joe cannot work on them.
Mhm.
And the reason why is because if the common Joe could work on their car, their service reps and their service centers are fucking worthless.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll give you a prime example. I don't know, we'll say 65, 67. You bought a brand new car. Now, mind you, back then you were paying way less than 10 grand for a brand new car. You were in the $5,000 range. Okay. When you bought that car and you went in the glove box and you got the manual out of that car,
Yeah.
it showed you how to adjust the valves in your motor. Okay. And that's beyond checking your oil and your transmission fluid, your antifreeze. The common Joe should know all that shit.
Yeah.
But back then, they were giving you the option to work on and fix your own cars. And the
they
reason,
used to show you how to set the fucking
Hey.
your distributor and all that shit. You know,
right.
But it was by law. You had to by law provide that right to
Right.
maintain your own car.
Now, and like my brother just said, how
yeah,
to set
how to
points.
set the points.
Now, Cole, you know what points are on a car? Tino, do you know what points are on a car?
You know,
I'm not
gonna
even the
say-
average Joe. I'm below average Joe, though. To be
Right.
I
fair.
have a suspicion, but at the same time, I'm going to say no because it's been some time since I've
Okay.
worked on the car.
You know what a distributor is in a car,
Yes,
correct?
100%.
Okay. Cole, you know what a distributor is? Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Back in the day, they used to have in the distributor, you had points, and they had to be set a certain amount away from each other to be able to have a certain arc. You know what I
So
mean?
this is like the analog computer. This is like, you know how the calculators back in the day, you,
Right.
you,
right.
you
basically-
dialed the little
basically, yeah.
plastic
It
piece.
was generally the thickness of a matchbook.
Right.
Gotcha.
And that's basically, a lot of mechanics back then. Back
Oh,
then,
yeah,
we
a
carried-
matchbook is a good way. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
right.
Youngstown's
Right.
Police got me pegged right now.
100%. Yeah. No question.
But and honestly, now again, you think about how I just said, and you would take the valve covers off, which and most of your people don't even know what a valve cover is. You know what I mean?
I know what
You
a
would
valve
take your
cover is.
cover is.
I-
You would take the
I-
valve cover off and adjust the valves. Okay, and
Yeah.
that's actually.
I
going in
understood that
and-
reference.
Okay, so you would go in there and actually do something mechanically and fix your own vehicle. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Now today you can't even check your own fucking transmission fluid to make sure it's not low to where it's not going to fucking blow up on you.
Yeah.
You know why? Because these cars are built to last 100,000 miles. Now, mind you, most of your
It's
car
right.
manufacturers warranty will give you a 100,000 mile warranty. We'll give you a 100,000 mile warranty. You know why? Because after 100,000 mile, that car is built to just fall to fucking
Fall
apart.
Yeah.
So this was the explanation was that the original owner's manual for like a 1960s car would explain to you how to adjust your camshaft so that your
Your
For-
valves,
for-
basically.
your valves, right?
Yeah. all-
Put everything in time.
Whereas current owner's manuals explain to you not to open up your battery and drink the fluid in it.
Right.
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 So
You know,
like-
you be lucky. You can't even get a good fuse diagram in these fucking manuals now.
bro,
Like they'll
so-
just be like, this is number 12, this is number 10, and number 12 is under the box, but they'll tell you what the fuck it is.
I was 13 when I found my dad's gauge for spark plugs. And I was like, what is this? He's like, it's for spark plugs. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. What do you mean?
It wasn't for
He's
butt
like,
plugs.
it's for the gap for a
Yeah.
spark plug. And you're like, that's like real technical shit, right? And now you're like, oh, that's not a real thing. Also, too, Sasha's saying, forget cars. What are your thoughts on potential they found under the pyramids?
That's a what the fuck
Listen,
Wednesday's
Yeah,
topic.
that's a Wednesday thing.
That's well, you know what? It might be motherfucking Mondays at this point because let's talk about it. So, Sasha, we appreciate you. That shit, no. We'll talk about that. Don't worry.
Yeah, Mondays is probably a good time for that because I can't be there because I'll just keep cutting people off with questions.
Right. So
Well, at least tonight, I feel like Cole learned something useful.
I did. I learned a lot. I learned
Right,
that I learned that my dipstick is just not there. I thought I was like not seeing it. I was like, surely it's here.
Well, I mean, but going back to even what Greg was saying and everything else, like, you know, what we had to learn, you know, we read in books and, you know, it was provided to us or we had to go find it. Now, especially with you, Cole, there's no excuse for you to be this ignorant about your car. You have the world of knowledge in the palm of your fucking hand.
I actually do work on my cars a lot, believe it or not.
You know, I tell my son this the whole time. I won't work on my son's car. Motherfucker, you see me out here for years working on cars. You know what ratchets are. You know where the tools are. You got your fucking phone. I mean, you could go simple and just YouTube it, or there are apps that will break it.
I feel like I'm getting mixed signals from the two guys underneath me.
Hold on.
No.
Greg, get this. You know what?
Yo, first off, I'm going to go back to what Dino said about the spark plug gap. You said it was non-existent. Bullshit. There is a lot of mathematics and bullshit that go into it.
But I was amazed by it. Like it was
right. Oh, okay. All right. I misunderstood.
No, that's fine.
All right. So, as far as Cole, no, I have no. Nothing against you, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that you don't know about cars or anything like that, but
I don't really. I'm learning honestly on the fly a lot of time.
Right, and there's a lot of people out there like you that think they know about cars and go out there and work on them and try to. People don't understand, you know, you're working on somebody's livelihood. You can kill their family, them, and everything else if you fuck up what you're doing.
You don't go working on nobody else's car. You gotta you gotta fuck up at least 2 or 3 of your own before you can even get the right to work on somebody else's car.
Oh shit! Right. If I fuck it up, I'm fucking up my livelihood. That's the problem.
Right. If you work on your own shit, that's how you learn. Because you know what? When you hit the brake pedal and it don't work, guess what? You take that bitch home if you survive, and you figure out why that fucking brake pedal don't fucking work.
I can't tell you.
I mean, that's
how many times I'm good at driving with no brakes because I've had brake lines go out on me a couple of times, a handful of times.
That's not an achievement. That's not an achievement.
I got stories too, and I guarantee I got you beat again.
Bro, Sasha says it perfectly. Cole, when it comes to cars, all you need to know is that cars are not built to last anymore. Cars are metal that is impossible to be a long time concern in my opinion. No, you're absolutely right. But cars used to be built to last, and now they're purposely built. Like this was I was talking with a mechanic about this the other day, was the idea that like the first year of a car, they figure out everything that's wrong. The second year in the car, they fix everything that's wrong. The third year of the car, accountants come in and go, hey, this isn't serviceable. We need to change everything, and they make it shitty. So
and that's another thing I forgot too, Cole. Your transmission, you need to find out if there's any recalls on that because I know.
I already looked.
Are you sure?
I already looked. Oh yeah. I already looked. That's usually what I do when I buy a new car or a used car. I always check the recalls and everything. So
Cole, I don't know what the fuck you did to your microphone, but it's starting to sound shitty again. It's clipping.
Yeah.
Well, my phone's about to die, so I had to put it on the charger. So I had to unplug my mic.
Nick Tugger says car talk rules. Thank you, Nick. We appreciate you.
But even Ray,
I said for years I should have started a car talk.
Hey, Greg, honestly, 100%. This is a factual fucking thing. No question.
Right. And then the answer to that question, it all depends on what vehicle.
Right.
Some can be $20. Some I've done at 300.
So the CTS has injector coils, which end up being like $170 a pop.
Did it fix your problem?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So I've systematically had to replace 3 so far.
See now,
I'll tell you what. Wait.
car?
If you go to do that again, Dino,
Yeah.
replace all of them. Just
all at once.
be done with it. And
Hey,
the only
so-
reason why is because now if the intake has to come off of that car. Right?
Yeah.
And I know how much of a pain in the ass it is because
Yeah.
hundreds of them.
It's got
And-
that fancy cover that looks is very good
Right.
looking, but
And beautiful looking, but a pain in the dick. But
Yep.
Yeah.
again, and next time you have it off, just fucking save yourself the drama, replace all of them. And another issue they had with that, with them Cadillac CTSs, with the fuel injectors and coils, if
Yeah.
you start having misses and you replace everything and it's still missing,
Yeah.
not your wiring harness, is not anything. It's that little computer on the front passenger side head.
so my guy, he was like, "Hey, so I'm like, it's not working." He's like, "It's your computer." So 2, maybe 3 years ago. So remember, so from 2005 to
Mhm.
now, he's like, "We got to replace the computer." I'm like, "All right, let's fucking do it." So they actually got the computer, installed it, still didn't fucking work. So they had to liaise with a Cadillac dealership because they're like, no, this is your product. You're on the hook. No
Mhm.
charge. Go fuck yourself.
Right.
So it was 3 days, and conveniently, it was a time where I still had money. So I'm like, I'll leave the car. I'm going to rent another car because I had family visiting. So I'm like, no problem. I rented a Maxima and was driving around. And so it's my buddy is the son, but the dad was like, 3 fucking days I had to worry about this car. I'm like, bro, 3 days I had to rent a car. We're both fucked. It's fair. And he was like, fuck. All right, fair. So, but yeah, no. So they replaced the computer. Yeah, it was probably 3 years ago.
All right. I was gonna say, 'cause that down here anyway, that is a very common problem. I've replaced.
So it's
multiple.
because apparently it's located very close to the upper part of the hood where rain like basically
what it is the hot and cold. It's bolted right
really?
to the cylinder head. It's bolted right to it,
Huh.
like right to it, like aluminum to aluminum. So any heat that's coming off the head, which is the hottest part of a fucking motor.
Especially after it gets older. Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, Greg. I'm kind of tempted. So I was telling Greg earlier was with the whole collapse of TikTok and China, they've been promoting all sorts of shit where they're like, "Hey, we make the shit. If you want it, we'll just send it to you directly, no questions asked." Right. So I actually found a guy who makes engines, and I was like, "Hey, do you have a CTS 2005?" And they're like, "Send me a picture just to make sure." And I'm like, I might have it directly shipped to Greg just to fuck the police. You know, like, I mean, what? Listen, either way, I'm gonna have to pay someone to put it in, and I'm happy to help. But at the same time, like, I'm a good helper. Like, I can shine a light better than every fucking person in the universe. I can hand you a tool.
Your dad taught
like,
you right.
Yeah, my dad taught me right. But like, I can't do the shit.
Right.
I know money and how to talk publicly. That's my skill set. Right. So
Well,
like,
I'll tell you what, right here in the United States, if you bring your car down here, I could probably turn it into a CTSV with an automatic or standard, however you want. And probably, I'd be honest with you, probably in the $2,500, $3,000 area.
Don't make me, bro. You're making me come. I might come right now. Greg, can you check my OI? I'm newly single. Jesus Christ.
Sure.
Dino
Why don't you go ahead and ask my
okay.
wife first?
I feel like Cole wrote this. Dino is Greek. He's basically Middle Eastern. Therefore, he's basically a terrorist. Of course, he knows how this works. Fuck you, Lily. What the hell? You were all love and dovey for me.
Lily's coming to my
Why
side.
are you making me a terrorist? Like this fucking asshole. He keeps on calling me a fucking Middle Eastern. I am
You
not.
are.
Listen. In the 70s,
You're
we
a
were called the
Western Middle
stand
Eastern.
N-word. However, we're way better than that. So mind blowing, which I'm sure you won't understand that right now. Weirdly enough, I am watching you gentlemen while listening to Vivaldi song Winter, such as Odd Combination and Happy Easter Show. I mean, Sasha, this is what we do. Come on. We are
I
crazy
think
people.
somebody's trying to get some free promotion on their song.
I mean, also Cole is cute. Lily,
We've
keep it
circled the
in your
block.
fucking pants. Jesus
All right,
Christ.
We've circled the
chick
block.
Needs some meth or something. I don't know.
No, but Greg, for real, like, you should start a car podcast. It'd be cool.
I
Be cool
really
fun.
like honestly. I've already thought about it. Like I already started the YouTube channel, but I didn't make it public yet. And the reason being is because I'm like in transition of what I'm doing with my company right now.
Yeah.
Basically right now I
Well,
have
you're
a
not allowed to
garage.
transition no more. Trump's president now.
I don't give a fuck about him. But but no, basically I'm getting ready to transfer LLCs and all kinds of different stuff. So I think once I do that, I'm gonna run under Upside Down Studios and run a car or a whole, working while I'm working tow truck and the whole 9 yards. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Good night, Sasha. Have a good night. Thank you very much for coming by.
But
We appreciate you.
getting back to like the whole topic of the whole thing and how they're making these cars not be able to be worked on. Like a perfect example is my son has a Hyundai Sonata, and Ray has a Hyundai Santa Fe.
Yeah.
Now, totally different vehicles, but the motors are the same.
Yeah,
and those cars should be. I mean, there's no reason why them small cars with them small motors should it take damn near a day to change, or Tucson, sorry. It should take a day to fucking change the spark plugs. But you got to take the whole top of the damn motor off to change the back 3 spark plugs.
What?
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about you. I don't give a shit about what you're saying. What the fuck did
I
you say?
think he meant that he was trying to figure out what kind of car you drive, Greg. Because he's saying, "Hi, Greg. What kind of car does a person who drives a car probably have? What kind of car do you have, essentially?"
Hey, we're gonna stop giving this guy fucking advertisements. Fuck you, Ray DeVito.
Ray is drunk. That's what's going on here.
Until you're a guest, shut your fucking mouth, Ray DeVito.
I kind of like it. I like the build up. Let's keep talking shit to Ray. Ray can talk shit to us, and then he'll come on our show. We'll come on his show.
I'll go ahead and answer that question. I own multiple vehicles, plus motorcycles, plus ATVs. I own multiple. So a person like me has multiple vehicles, and they have choices, I guess.
Okay, but do they all run?
Okay, I feel like you
answer.
should no longer be called a mechanic.
At the moment, yes.
Hey, you should no longer be called a mechanic. You should be called a master of transportation. That should be your title.
He's a wizard.
See, I'm not even a master technician, mechanic, whatever you want to say. I've always been learning from hand. I've never gone to school. The only thing I went to school for was auto body, to how to paint and do all that stuff, because that's a fine art. You know what I mean? You have to, you know what I mean? Kind of want to learn a lot more of that by old school and everything else. But
we learned mechanics because we were poor. Like I went to school
right.
for welding.
No,
that's why I'm figuring it out.
Margo learned because he was poor. I learned because that was most of my fucking family.
He called you poor.
And then no, it wasn't even that. It was also an addiction.
Greg called you poor.
Hey, the first time I learned about body work was at a car auction where one of the guys we were with had a magnet and kept on walking out to cars and putting a magnet on the cars. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, that's where you find the Bondo. And I'm like, oh, get the fuck out of here. It's like, well, listen, you either know or you don't know. Either you're buying a car who's been restored or a car that's been bondoed to fuck. And you're like, fuck.
That or you go see the waves in the paint sometimes.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
So years ago, I'm not going to mention any names or anything, but I worked for a good big body shop, big name body shop. And we had a guy bring in a 69 Mach 1 Mustang 429 Cobra Jet. Beautiful fucking car. Looking at this car, and I'm like, it doesn't look right to me. I just, it was just something didn't jive. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know. He's like, well, I just want to get it repainted. I said, okay, because it was red and it had the black racing. It wasn't even a stripe. It was like half of the car was black and half of it was red. He wanted to go all jet black. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, no problem. We just prep everything, sand everything down. We got, dude, I got under the base coat and it was nothing but Bondo. everywhere on this car. I'm like, what the fuck?
Everywhere?
So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take to a grinder. Now a grinder in bodywork you really don't want to use unless you're metal base. You know, I'm on Bondo. You never want a grinder on fucking Bondo.
No.
I'm not lying to you. Almost this whole body of this fucking car was every bit of three quarters of an inch Bondo. We stripped all the Bondo off of this fucking car, dude. There was pinholes every fucking where. It was so rusted and rotted every fucking where. It was ridiculous. The only thing I can think of is because I've seen, over the years, the 69 Mach 1 was always kind of my favorite body style Mustang. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've always looked at them. I've known a couple people that owned them, shit like that. But just me standing there at that car looking at it, I could see the lines were off. You know what I mean? And that was the reason why I actually went to school for body work, because I figured that out because I had the eye to be able to see if there was some flaw. But your whole magnet trick, that's what kind of brought me to it. Like when I first put first grind mark, ran the grinding wheel until I started seeing sparks. I looked at it and I'm like, holy fuck. Nowhere on this car a magnet would stick to it. And this is a 1969, so the body was steel.
Solid steel.
Everything. Magnet didn't stick anywhere other than the trim, the chrome trim, and whoever did the Bondo was a bad motherfucker. I'm telling you, 100% a bad motherfucker because they had all the trim work snapped in like it was supposed to be. Ignorant. And then my brother, like he just said, he was in the body work. But this cat, let me tell you what, he's doing like model cars and shit like that. And dude, and they look like real fucking cars. They're fucking
Yeah.
But he's been in the body work and shit like that too.
See,
whoever is Ed Von Halen, whatever the fuck, do not buy a Saturn.
All right, Greg, so Nick,
what kind of
go
car
ahead
would you
and buy
recommend
yourself
for
a Corvette
freewheeling?
and buy some New Balance tennis shoes while you're at it too.
Okay. What car would you recommend? Hold on. What is this fucking? Fucking stop touching shit, Cole, you cocksucker. Okay, Greg, what kind of car would you recommend for a freewheeling high school principal with a bald head and an average cock? I would say a Hellcat
Corvette,
convertible
Corvette 100% with New Balance tennis shoes and some, I don't know,
Absolutely.
tennis shoes.
Mr. Cruiser.
Listen, a New Balance tennis shoe makes you comfortable. A convertible car makes you have a big wiener.
Yeezys.
And since he said average truck, I'm guessing he should buy a big truck because it's probably not average.
No, buy a small truck to deceive them immediately.
A Ranger.
Hey,
a lower
Ford
Ranger.
Fucking Ranger.
Ford fucking Ranger.
And find fucking New Balance work boots. Your life is
Rank work boots. I'm Googling.
I mean, that's the fucking real. Also, Greg, what we need to find Cole a girlfriend. I feel like Cole doesn't need a girlfriend. He needs a wife. So the problem is
he's going to find his mama to come back.
They absolutely do make work boots.
For Cole to find a proper wife, he's got to go to Estonia, where the legal age is only 14, and then he can find a good one.
Damn, don't say shit like that.
They 100%.
Don't say shit like that.
I can see Jack packing right now.
They absolutely make.
Like if my dad ain't no pussy, I am.
Cole's a lost cause. The only chance is to focus on his son to have a good prospect.
I had this problem where I was like, all women aren't the same, so I dated them all to figure out if that was true or not, and then I found out they are all the same. So
they're all the same. I have a 91 Honda Accord. I mean, listen.
A Honda Accord. No, not Accord. He has a Accord. He has a Honda. He has a piece of a Honda.
A piece of a Honda. A Honda segment.
Accords weren't that bad. Dude, here's a story for you. Dino, my best friend that I've known he's the only person I think I've known longer than Greg. My buddy BG. His nickname's BG, big guy. He's big like you. To this day, he's still big like you were. like when you were a kid.
Yeah.
But his dad always got it. His dad worked in a junkyard. So when the people came to junk like good cars or whatever, he'd buy a car from the lot before they crushed it and
100%.
fun. So we had all kind of sweet cars, growing up, just throwaways. BG's favorite car was his fucking Honda Civic, which was damn near the same as an Accord. And to fit in it, he was like the black dude.
BG was the size of a Honda Accord.
Yeah. He would get in his car and he would be up against the steering wheel. And every time he'd floor this little motherfucker till it got to, I think his max speed was like maybe 55, 60 with him in it. And he'd make just my race car, Mark. We're flying. His face was damn near on the windshield when we were riding around.
That's all right. I had a friend that was 400 plus pounds, and he drove a Yugo.
Yugo, Jesus Christ!
Now those were cars that we were able to pick up.
One of us was able.
Yeah, I remember we used to pick them things up and put them sideways in people's driveways and shit just to piss them off. Didn't those only have like a 3-cylinder in them too? And there was the ceramic motor.
Was a Yugo a Lada? Cole, how about a Saturday cooking show based around your Focus? It'd be all over the hot plate.
Cook it right on top of the motor.
My Ford Focus or my actual ADHD Focus?
Like,
I have a question for you guys.
I do have a statement.
Do you guys want to keep on talking? Because I gotta piss.
Yeah, I already went 3 different fucking times now. Just
Bren's been trying to talk this whole time, Dino.
But yeah, New Balance does make a work boot, dude. That's fucked up.
Really?
Yeah, I swear to God. I'm gonna see if I can share it.
See, I'm old enough that I might want to get some New Balance work boots. I already got the Corvette. I got the midlife crisis fucking starter kit, the hairline, the Corvette. All I need is the New Balances.
Yeah, see.
Damn.
It's crazy.
Well, there you go, Tuck. If you're gonna get a Corvette, though, it's got to be an older model with T-tops. Was that Dino's toilet?
No, that was my furnace.
I thought that was that whatever Dino's butt power wash thing was.
Right. Cole, I will look up your car tomorrow and see exactly what's going on. I tried to, but I'm not focused enough to do all that.
the fucking the AR with the fucking air conditioner attached to it.
Oh, well, I don't have that car anymore, but yeah,
I will be on it with you. I don't. I've worked on everything from fucking Porsches to semi trucks, and I've never had to remove an AC pump to put.
I mean, to be fair, it could have just been something that the last owner rigged together. You know what I mean? Like,
the only thing I can think of is something was fucked up.
I mean, it was all attached. But
yeah, it can all still be attached and be fucked up. Trust me.
But the control arm was fucked up. So like they had to take it off and I had to get a new one. But yeah, the fucking was it the compressor was like that. Like I don't even know how to explain it. Like,
in other words, the bolt was too long because it came out and it hit the AC compressor. Probably is one. Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. Is
right. Pretty much, yeah. So like the control arm, I don't know how control arms work, but I assume they kind of move around a little. They have a little bit of a moving. Yeah. So like it moved through the compressor arms.
No good. If it moves side to side, it's no good.
Well, whatever. I just know that it
was getting it replaced. So yeah,
one of the arms was like in the compressor, and the compressor was screwed like that. Like, dude, you know, like it was the weirdest shit. Yeah, even the mechanics were all like, "We've never heard of this."
I feel like that was just power wheels.
Dino, did you get the last picture that I sent you of the motor?
Hold on.
Yeah,
I'll be honest
That-
with you. I finished half a bottle of whiskey.
that's all right. I'm
So-
working. I'm getting ready to go get my third one. So we're about the same shape.
You see here. Oh,
I've been drinking. I didn't know we were
See?
drinking tonight. I wish I'd known.
Now you know
Nobody
what the bad
warned
part
me.
is, Nino. That's going in a tow truck.
Yeah.
But that would be the same kind of motor that would go in your Cadillac to make it a CTV or CTSV.
I would
Look,
fuck with that.
Dino just got wood.
Oh, I
You can
100% got hard immediately.
You can bring it up so Cole can see it. I didn't
Yeah.
send it to him. I would just.
That's so this is the thing is what a lot of young people don't realize is that their quote
Fuck you,
unquote
Ray.
zip ties.
It was screwed. Everything was screwed together the way it's supposed to be screwed together.
When
Hold
I
on,
met
hold on.
Ray, her Cavalier was put together with fucking zip ties. Just saying.
Okay, but let's be honest. A Cavalier you could put together with zip ties. A Cavalier you could do it with, right? Like not all cars, but a Cavalier. You could love. So, like, this is the weird thing is that like, what the fuck was I gonna say? I fucking.
You
lost
said
it.
young people, and you were looking at that car, fucking about to masturbate. Or
Yeah,
looking at
he was. Yeah, that's exactly what was about to
Oh, I
happen.
definitely got hard. Like, no,
What,
but there's
what color is your
so
Cadillac?
this is the same thing. Is so for the longest time before I got the CTS on the road, because I had to get it safetied and I was poor, so I had to wait for a little while and then I got money, so I was able to pull it off. So I got safetied and transferred into my name because it was my dad's car, right? But when I did that, like for like 3 years, I had been driving my wife's Nissan Versa Note, which is
A little
a
car.
1.6 liter, like basically.
1.4. Yep.
Well, if that car, hold on, if that car had a actual moonroof, I could wear it as a skirt.
Uh-huh.
Like there's no question, right? So when
I mean, are we including the find his dick part in that? He has to find his dick first.
How long does it take to? Well, no, it takes me a lot less time now that I can find my dick.
Mhm.
No
Oh yeah,
question.
you lost a lot of weight now, so you don't have to look for it now.
100%.
So after you lost the weight, was it habit to look for your dick? You're like, I gotta. Oh, it's right there.
Cole,
No, it
fucking
was-
put a
hey.
charger in your phone. You sound
I-
like you're at a McDonald's fucking drive-through.
I am.
Jesus Christ.
It does sound like poop. I'm just saying.
So, Dino, or Tuesday,
I'm
all
sorry.
performing agreement. Go fuck yourself, Ray DeVito, you piece of shit. How long does it take to Gino? I'm like realistically, like 4 minutes, maybe at the top. Like that's even that would be a lot.
He
Already
said,
like a
"Oh,
minute.
it's
It
stoned."
depends on how if I got shit to do.
Yeah,
if
if I'm not,
Hurry up,
Look.
get yours. I'm going to sleep.
yeah, 100%. Well, this is the whole thing. It's not my fault that you have a Rubik's cube down there. I figure my own shit out. You should figure your own shit out. It's good. That's not on me.
I'm here for me, not you.
Yeah.
I have a Rubik's cube. I have a tuna can.
Also, it's only like a half inch. It's
No.
only a half inch long, but it's like 3 inches wide.
It's
All
like,
dirt,
it's like
hey.
they attached it on sideways.
All girth, no length. I love it. Hey, that
Cold
just means
wear,
that women will be impressed, but at the same time, all you can do is rub it on their clit. You can't actually do anything with it.
No, I'm not stoned, Ray. I don't even really smoke
The
weed no more.
outer labia up.
No, listen, the only response for Ray DeVito is fuck you, you piece of shit. How dare you comment without being a guest?
I'm trying
You're
to get
a
him. Come
hey,
on.
You're a
If-
comedian. Do better. Stop being a fucking
We're
piece
doing
of shit.
we're doing good cop, bad cop. Bad cop, good cop, whatever you call it. But no, I don't even get stoned anymore. I just don't know what these guys are talking about most of the time. If I'm honest.
That's because you're a child.
No, it's
Why
because
does Dino hate my comedy?
I didn't say it.
I don't hate your comedy. I don't hate your comedy. I hate you as a person. I hate you as an individual, as a member of humanity. I think that you are a taxation on the populace of America.
In other
and you
words,
should
he
be
thinks you are
brought
a waste
down
of
to
fucking
the point where
oxygen.
you should be stoned. No,
I didn't even know he was a comedian. Who the fuck is this dude?
His name is Ray DeVito.
I'm surprised I
And-
never met
Yeah,
him.
So-
we got that part, and fuck him. We got that too.
Cole used to drive him around because Ray DeVito is a bitch ass who can't even get his own license. Because assume that
He's from New
is
York,
UIs
but,
or some
yeah.
shit. Yeah, and
Yeah,
he's
the-
definitely he's 100% gay. There's no question. Dino, I had to send a staff member home for putting a diaper on.
What?
Now,
Sounds like you had
Alright,
a rough day.
Nick
was this a
Tucker.
punishment, or was this some kind of little something that the
First
teacher had
off, do
going
you
on?
work at a
No.
school or a nursing home?
Let's,
Nick Tucker is the principal of a school.
I don't want to be subpoenaed in the court, so let's just Nick, don't tell us nothing. Don't tell us no details.
No,
We
I mean,
don't want to
that's-
be accessories.
I believe that the term is no body, no crime. So
alright, yeah, we'll run with that.
yeah, I mean,
Just put the allegedly banner up.
Is my mic better now?
I don't have an allegedly banner, bro. We kind of talk normal shit. I don't. Yeah, hold on. Now I gotta make an allegedly banner.
See what happens when you invite Upside Down Studios? Shit
We
just-
do need an alleged. We can do bad all on our own, Greg. Don't take all the blame.
Oh no, trust
Did
me.
you
We can
just,
do way
did you
worse.
just quote Medea?
Huh.
I
Maybe
think you
I don't know.
just quoted Medea.
I didn't mean to.
Hold on. It doesn't work. Oh, there you go. It's up top.
It doesn't even get covered. Like, we can't-
Allegedly.
you can't
It's
see
right here. Allegedly is coming.
It's in there.
It's fine. It works. It still works. It's fine.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Oh, the staff member didn't want to deal with him mentally. Oh,
Yeah. We might as well just tell him to fucking
Fired.
put his shit.
Fired. If
Give
you,
him a
if you
cardboard
have-
box. Tell him to
Yeah, that's the end right there.
So you guys understand, Nick Tucker is a valued member of our community, and he has invited other Nick Tuckers to join our community because he's a pillar of the Nick Tucker community. So, in all
So Ray
honesty, Nick,
DeVito, we're calling you out. You need to get
Yeah.
other Ray DeVitos to watch our shit too.
only fair. Nick Tucker, you stood up to defend yourself to make sure because so the staff member didn't want to deal with a mentally challenged student, so they put a diaper on
fucked
the
up.
yeah. Hey, you had to send him home. Nick Tucker, you're blameless and God loves you. This is
The
very-
career is, dude. This never. I swear to
You're
God,
a better man than I, because I think I'd have hit that motherfucker.
yeah.
Nick never has an easy
If
day.
I had seen that kid in some fucking diaper and he wasn't supposed to be in one, oh
I'm-
yeah,
I'm-
I'm fucking
I'm
you up.
pretty
yeah.
Fucking you up.
Sure, I'm pretty sure that is in your job description. If that's
Right.
the situation you're
Yeah,
in.
you did the
I'm
right thing, Nick
Pretty
Tucker.
sure. No, we didn't.
See, this is the thing is like when so I got called out when I was doing a set because I used the word retard, and some cunt in the audience was like, I don't like that word, and I'm like, you're a bitch.
That's different.
So, but the fact is, so the venue had issues with complaints, so I tried to soften it, and I just killed my set, and it was fine. I was almost done anyway, so it's fine. But like the owner was like, "Hey, how come you didn't fucking kill that bitch?" And I'm like, "This is so what I have prepared with someone has a problem with me saying the word retard. I'm like, what would you use, right? Because retard is the word. It's on retard. It means you're
That
slow.
used to be a medical term. Like a
Hey.
doctor would straight up and say, "Hey, sorry, your kid's retarded."
Before that, it was
Mongoloid, though.
mongoloid. Okay,
Yeah,
so
mongoloid was a lot worse.
right,
Handicap.
so-
You can't even say handicap no more.
thanks to God, Trump canceled our school. This
But
is
my-
so. This is the thing: is retard means slow, which means, let's be honest, is that person needs extra time, extra care, extra explanation, extra love, so that they can be a party to everything.
Right?
I like to
You-
call when I meet somebody really smart or they're saying something that I don't understand. But it's
I'm-
very clearly something that they like that they know what they're talking about. I call them detarded.
That's fair. It works. I love
Something
it.
that Cole will never be.
Fuck you,
Yeah, I'm
Nick
not
Turgeon.
retarded, I'm a
Money is
little
great,
retarded.
You are a bald bigot. Ed Van Halen, we all say go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
so you know, DEI is the worst thing since fucking slavery. So go fuck yourself.
Yeah, the only reason Marco's even in the show is because he's still his grandfather did from the DEI laws.
Bitch.
Hey, he's a person of color. I'm a first generation immigrant.
Wait, what?
So,
First generation.
No, you had it right the first time.
I am the first generation ignorant. That's fair. Yeah.
And Cole is just retarded, detarded, and then retarded again.
Who the fuck muted my mic? I will kill you where you stand.
I just Ryan Weisman for that comment.
You
How
white,
dare you wice me?
fucking white you.
How dare you wice
Bro,
me on my
you
own
came-
show? I
you-
will kill you.
Bro, you were this close. You were like the skin of your teeth from saying the N-word.
Where the fuck you wasn't?
Yes, he was, dude.
Is it
He almost said it.
Is it Nantucket? Because I'll say that word. It's not
No,
bad.
when you were saying immigrant, you said and new.
No, that's just because I finished half a bottle of vodka. Or
Yeah,
half
I
a
know.
bottle
That's
of
why.
whiskey.
That's why I
You
white you.
hurt yourself after your third White Claw, Cole.
It's,
had shit today.
It's officially half a bottle of Wiser's I finished. So
Oh, I'd kill that whole bottle.
that's
No, you
because
couldn't.
you're.
You drink White Claw.
That's because
I-
nobody loves
Drink
you.
anything,
All I know
really.
is I'm one mixed drink
Hey,
away from finishing.
I
a bottle
literally
of Jaeger.
visited my mom and she gave me a pot
Jaeger.
of food. Was like, I love you. Here, take this. She actually okay. So here's a question for you guys. My
Matter of fact,
mom.
I'll
So
wait
my
for you.
dad passed away in 2016. My mom today gave me his watch. I don't know how to deal with it. I'll be honest with you.
You put it in the fucking
Wait. Did she just find it?
Maybe I'm not sure. He's so
Well,
drunk
if
he
she
don't
just
even know what
found
he's
it-
drinking.
If what?
Hey,
Oh,
Ray DeVito, I will cut your face.
Dino, he's going in May. It's gonna be where you're at. Oh, but you'll be here in May.
Hey, so
Irony.
just so you know, hey, you let me know the dates and I'll come down there, Ray DeVito, and I'll punch you in the face. No, hey, I know
God damn it.
people in Hamilton. I'll come down there and beat you to death without hesitation. Just so you know.
Why aren't we fucking trying to
All right,
make
so
connections here? Networking.
Yeah.
where were we before we got done this whole fuck Dan DeVito or whoever this fucking dude is?
I'll be
I
honest
think the
with you.
last thing I said, I was bitching that everybody had, nowadays got the world in their palm, so they shouldn't, be ignorant to at least do a minor shit on their cars. And then all of a
It's like
sudden,
45 minutes ago.
Cole
yeah,
became
you're
retarded,
way
and
ahead
then,
of our
and then
time.
Dino
God.
fucking got drunk, and then, everybody started motherfucking DeVito.
So, Levity Comedy Club, ever heard of it? Yeah. So I have never been
No, wait,
invited to it,
hold on.
but I know
Dino,
people
what
who
was
are
your
there.
question? You had a question. That's what it was. What was
My
your
question?
question? Yeah. You had a question
Mm.
for us because I was getting ready to go get a fucking drink and I waited for the question. I heard the question. I don't remember what it was.
You don't remember.
So
Okay.
the last thing I said was, I'm not sure how to negotiate the situation of my mom giving my dad's watch.
Yes, that's where we were.
Yeah.
So did she just find it?
I'm not sure.
Because if she just
Uh,
found it, that would make sense. You know what I mean? Now, if she knew about it back in 2016, that's fucked up.
What makes it worse was she gave it to me in front of my oldest brother.
I
Okay.
feel like she was just proving a point.
Is
Now-
it a Prius?
Oh wait,
Hey.
was there sentimental value with this watch with you?
Yes.
And your dad?
So okay,
What is
to
it?
be so to be crystal clear, my dad left me his car, which is the Cadillac CTS. He left me his wedding
sorry.
band,
Mhm.
and also gave me his favorite ring, which is also like a gold lira. It's a Greek thing. His excuse for his favorite ring was I was getting married to Victoria, which is fine. And his wedding band after he passed was like, well, you're the only one who has fingers big enough to fit it. Because so my dad,
So this is all before the watch, right?
Yeah. So,
Okay.
like, so to be clear, so my mother-in-law passed away. The funeral is in a couple days. It's a whole thing. But for me, my mom was like, "Hey, I want to make you guys some food, because that's a Greek thing where it's like, hey, you're mourning,
Yeah.
let me bring you some
Yeah,
food."
yeah.
Right?
That's an American thing too, but yeah, okay.
It's so I've been trying to dissect this, where it's like it's very much a European thing, and it's a very much an old school white person thing, but like new school white person is like, I don't know, like they don't do anything, right? Um so my mom was like, "Hey, I'm gonna make you some Greek food." So I went to go pick it up physically.
Gyro.
It wasn't gyro, it was lentils. But so I went to go pick it up and I brought it home. And while I was there, she's like, "Oh, here's your dad's watch." And he was right in front of my oldest brother, which I'm like, this is uncomfortable. That's not
Right.
it's
But
still a
that
what?
still doesn't answer my question. Like, was there like sentimental? Is there a reason? Like, it would like, did you really like that watch when your
I
dad
feel like
wore
his
it? Or
mom was telling the other brother to go fuck himself.
well, and well, see, here's the thing
I
though.
don't
If she
know.
just found a watch and there was some kind of sentimental connection, especially with somebody just dying, you start going through old shit photos and all that shit when somebody passes away, and then oh shit, I found this watch. Fuck, I wanted it. You know what I mean? So it might be that kind of situation, or it might be like you said, hey, look at this dickhead. I'm gonna give this to him because you're an asshole. You know what I mean?
See, here's my question. I got a serious question
Yeah.
about the watch. Now, was the watch like kind of like the watch in Pulp Fiction? When the dude had it up his butt for fucking so much so
Okay.
long and
On
finally
that
No.
on that note, I'm gonna go get another drink. I'll be right back.
That's
It wasn't,
reasonable.
it wasn't a poo
No.
watch or nothing, was it?
No, so it was an Esquire watch. Probably let me double check how much Esquire watches were back in like the early 2000s. Only
I love how everybody's asking Greg these questions about cars now.
Fuck, we've been going for 3 hours talking
Yeah,
cars.
we
I
have.
know it's a lot, man.
Fuck, we might have our Tuesday show.
That's because
It's
we're all
Thursday.
Well, no, I'm just saying on Tuesdays we just do a car show on Tuesdays.
You should. You should.
I mean, I don't think it's a bad idea to do a show on fucking cars. It's a good fucking opportunity.
You're not even slurring your words. You're just putting a lot of time between each word. There's distance between.
I feel like Cole just never realized what he sounds like after his third White Claw.
Yeah. Like, okay.
No, I don't care either.
This fucking cocksucker finishes 3 White Claws and he can't figure out how to fucking make a sentence. I finished half a bottle of whiskey and it's like, oh, you're a little delayed in your response.
Why y'all act like I can't drink? Like I don't drink a whole bottle of whiskey
drink,
every Saturday. Every fucking Saturday. I don't drink. I can drink all over the table.
Wine and bullshit. Fucking
I drink anything.
Yeah, and you're wondering why your cookies aren't coming out.
Okay, that's fair, but that's the point of the show.
Well, maybe it was a fucking bottle of wine you drank, dickhead.
The show wouldn't be fucking hilarious if I wasn't getting smashed and trying to cook and taking a chance of cutting my finger off.
That's fair. Like he does sacrifice for the team. I'll give him.
Yeah, it's like NASCAR. You don't watch NASCAR for the race. You watch NASCAR because your hope is one of them idiots wrecks.
Yeah, 100%.
Exactly.
Anyone,
NASCAR but cooking.
Listen, anyone who says they watch NASCAR for people going in circles is fucking gay. Like, there's no. Come on.
You know what would make NASCAR better? If the drivers got drunk.
Now, I feel like you want to make NASCAR an American sport again. You line up all the cars. Now you make a path. You mark a path going horizontal while everybody's going vertical in the circle, and then you let go a group of illegals on one side. And if you can make it to the other side of the track without getting hit by a car, you're an American.
If you what the fuck did you say?
It's like illegal.
But if you lose, you're not an American. You lose
It
your,
sounded
You
racist
buy
to
a
me.
car. No, you're not an American.
That's
okay.
what the
Now
fuck?
Ray's making shit up. Okay, he
Wait a
tried to
minute,
kiss me. That's
So
different.
if we're gonna do all that for the illegals, the Americans should have to do that shit too.
If you want to go to another place, hey, fuck it.
No, you misunderstood. If you want to be an American, you have to do the same fucking thing. Why are we putting these fucking people through extra shit?
Because they're illegals. That's the whole point.
I think we can.
I feel like
If we can't do it, listen. If we can't do it, they shouldn't have to do it.
I feel like if we're going to Mexico, we have to do the same things.
I have a great idea. All right. So everything Marco just said, but we capture anybody who voted for Kamala, and if one of those Hispanics or whatever immigrants gets it, they have to swap places. We send one of the liberals back to where they went. So it's a 1-for-1 swap.
What the fuck is this shit, Cole?
Well, that would make sense.
That's some bullshit.
Yeah, hey, hold on.
Yeah.
Hey, when your explanation is that's some bullshit,
I don't even know what 99 bananas is.
you
It's a
definitely tried to kiss him.
That's
I
some
don't-
bullshit that he said.
I don't like banana. I don't like banana, so
Not from
gay to
what
me.
he's saying, he's kind of like a big banana.
everybody wants me to be gay. That's what it is.
Hey, everyone, like
No.
not one person
Listen,
is
no.
anti
Jared.
gay Cole. Everyone is pro gay Cole. That
we
is
have been
I
trying.
want to be gay too. I wish I could be. I don't. It's just not for me.
We have
Going back to this conversation.
we for about 8 years tried to convince Jared that he was gay. Married with like what 5 kids, 6 kids?
yeah, he's very gay.
Yeah,
Exceptionally gay.
dude, we got him to the point where he says I'm 2% away from being gay, and the only thing that's stopping me from being gay is actually trying to cock.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
probably
fair.
there too. I'm probably about there, about the same.
I feel like he has to try pegging first, and then it'll be okay.
I'm pretty sure he probably already has. That's
Yeah,
why he's
yeah,
2% away.
yeah.
2%.
Do you think?
Holy
do you-
shit. Hey, did you put up Ed Van, whoever the fuck his name is? Look at his last.
when Cole bursts up, his white claw smells like cum. Yeah, that's
How
accurate.
does he know?
Apparently, he knows you personally.
Apparently.
Yeah,
not
you
online.
one of the dry. Cole was like the Larry Sinclair of Cleveland.
Fucking Christ.
Larry
Freddie Mercury
King,
thought
maybe.
Cole was 2 foot.
Wow. Wow.
Thunderbolt and lightning, very, very
That
frank.
one was good. That one was good.
Yeah, that's fair. That's. I mean,
Cole.
Don't Cole.
I mean,
He's saying about fat bottom girls. That's all that matters.
I do love some fat bottom girls.
He was.
I love
Yeah.
some fat bottom girls.
he 100% loves fat bottom girls. That's fine. Yeah.
He doesn't
I
like fat
personally-
bottom
He
Makes
also,
it
has,
go around.
girls.
he also has said in this show that he has a problem with trannies too. So you sure there ain't fat bottom trannies?
50-50. You never
You
know.
shouldn't talk, motherfucker. You have tranny issues too, bitch.
You got called out, you dirty whore.
Hey, but in the same respect, Greg was the one covered in tranny fluid.
Yeah, you got me. You got
It's
me.
not the same tranny fluid. It doesn't count.
Oh
It's
yes,
not-
it was. It was the same tranny.
Yeah, it was that time of the month too. Goddamn it.
Marco
It was
bought him a
fake and
specific
sticky.
dipstick for trannies.
I did, and I gave it to Greg.
And it's sitting in my box on my toolbox.
You guys Eiffel Tower to tranny is what you're telling me.
Oh,
No,
this
we're
is what this
Americans.
shit-
We Statue of Liberty bitches.
Oh, this
I mean,
That's
listen,
fuck.
they're
the Golden Gate Bridge, is what that's
hey,
called.
listen, they're living in the now. They're very inclusive. It's fine.
Yeah, we don't need DEI, motherfucker.
Bro,
Oh, shit.
so I had a comedian who showed me a picture of a tranny he fucked, and I'm like, that kind of looks like a man. He's like, oh yeah, she had a dick, and I'm like,
But she's not
that
ashamed.
doesn't.
Hey,
Well, so my response was, I'm like, that's not a sentence that works. And he's like, come on, everyone sucked a little dick, and I looked at him like, no, man, that's a you issue. That's
are
not an
fucking
everyone
wrong, my
issue,
friend.
yeah.
100%.
right?
I don't
Yeah.
know what's going on in Canada, but
Yeah,
Right.
definitely
So I
happening
was
down
kind of like,
here.
I'm like, no, that's a you thing. That's not an everyone thing. And
Right.
he was
Just
like,
because you do it
really?
doesn't
And
mean
I'm like,
everybody
sorry, bro. It's not my fault. I apologize. I don't know what to
I
say.
think the closest thing I could ever get, and it could only happen with one tranny that the three of us know, is maybe I'd rub one out next to him, you know. But either way, man, I mean, and that's only because there's a lot of good aftermarket parts on that person.
does.
You know,
After last night's
No.
conversation, I'm pretty sure you'll rub certain body parts across certain parts.
Okay, hold on. Let's be honest.
Now,
Is that
what?
a tranny will know how to give a good hand job,
Well,
How do you know?
yeah.
I feel like that's
How
fair.
do you know, Dino?
I don't know. I assume.
Right.
He knows because I could give me a good hand job.
Exactly.
Okay. So I'll put it to you this way, since we're talking about cars. Are you going to go to somebody that says they've been a mechanic for 1 year, or somebody that says they've been a mechanic for 20, 30, 40?
Okay, but I'm not going to go to somebody who only works on their own cars. And then it's like, yeah, I can work on cars. That don't make no sense.
Yeah, it depends on how well maintained that car is, though.
No. What I'm saying is okay. So would you rather go to the guy that works on has 1 year experience working on a car, or to a guy that's been, I'm sorry, guy or woman that's been working on cars for 30 years?
I feel like that needed quotations.
You're making a good point, but it just makes y'all more gay than me, though. Y'all thought about this a lot.
It's not us that are gay. You understand what I'm saying?
Listen,
What I'm saying is you have a transsexual, right? So now they've been doing their own thing with their own thing, and now they're
So
doing their thing.
all mechanics are transsexuals. Got it.
Right, you live in Cleveland, right?
Well, see, this goes back to what Dino said. You're fucking retarded, Cole. You're fucking retarded.
Fuck it, I get it.
That's gotta be clipped right there. You're fucking retarded.
Yeah, 307. I got it.
all right.
Oh, shit.
I gotta shut it down. I gotta go to bed, or my wife won't kill me.
That's all right.
Um,
Are they still upstairs partying and shit, and you're ignoring them?
that's fine. Hey, and listen.
Well, then why are we going to bed?
Listen, Greg, I'll just let you know if someone arrives with an engine, it's mine. You're good. Just accept the receival. It's fine.
It's gonna have Greek letters on the side, maybe some olive leaves or some shit.
It might even have a couple of them ass straps. And...
Some maple syrup on it, dripping.
50. And listen,
I definitely paid the
50-50.
tariffs on it. I'll tell you that.
I don't know.
He's gotta go
I
to
don't
bed. He needs to sleep this one off.
I
I
feel
mean-
like Dino's gonna go upstairs like Godzilla. Like there's just gonna be a house full of tiny Asians. He's gonna
No.
Basically, no one in my home is going to be happy that I'm not online. And at this point. Yeah.
Well, then you should
Stay
sit
online,
right
bro.
here. You should sit right here.
Did
and
you
hang out.
hear about the guy who died of Viagra overdose? They couldn't close his cat.
Makes sense.
Snap it off.
Makes sense.
Oh,
Snap it
Youngstown
off!
police.
You just lost your guy
Listen,
card. What the
Youngstown
fuck?
police, come up with your own jokes. Don't come with here with that bullshit street jokes, okay? I will fucking kill you. That's fair. All right.
He has no idea what he's saying right now, so it's all right. Don't worry.
Dino is over the top today. He ran off right
He
DeVito.
done finished a whole bottle of fucking
Listen,
vodka.
let's be
and I ain't
honest. I
waiting.
could kill a man with my own bare hands. It's fine. It's
And perfectly fine.
Yeah. Well, listen, I belong in an older generation. That's fair. I understand.
Me too.
What?
I should have been born in like the 40s, so I could be a teenager in the 50s and so on. That's where
Hey, I'll be honest with you, Greg. You seem like a very equitable child laborer. Like you would, as like a youth, like a 13-year-old, you would have excelled in that environment.
Yeah, fuck all
13
you guys. If I would have been back in them days, I would have been a slave.
You know.
Well, fuck you,
But
weren't
a
gonna-
30-year-old millionaire, I'm gonna be fucking in chains like Kunta.
We weren't going to bring you up, Marco.
So listen,
basically, hey, fuck you and your skin color. That's fair. That's fine.
so
That's fine.
at 13 years old, that's when I first started. That's when I built my first motor at 13 years old.
Basically, you were doing child labor before it was legal. I mean,
Yeah,
you're
yeah, 100%,
you're-
100%. Because I had to pay for that shit, and not one fucking bit. No, I didn't see one fucking penny, but I built that shit. I didn't.
You're
pay for it.
basically an innovator of the future. It's fine.
Right?
It's fine.
It's fucking horrible. That's what it is.
Listen. Also, if any of your
I should have
viewers
chose
go,
another life.
yeah, if any of our viewers go to Chester, New York on June 6th,
Don't
make
go to
sure
that
you
show.
punch him in the face because
No,
fuck
don't
Ray
even go to
DeVito.
that show. Don't even pay the money because you know what? You want to come here and get free clout. Go fuck yourself.
100%.
Mhm.
Did you know the heart and the penis are made of the same? That sounds gay. That's
No,
fine.
it's 100% true. But yeah, go ahead. Go on.
It's still a little gay.
It
It's
is.
fine.
Right.
I was already doing comedy and texted him at 13.
Well, I'm sorry.
That sounds like you have a real
Who's
problem.
Norman Bates?
Essentially
Wait a
Ray
minute,
DeVito. Your parents didn't love you. That's a you problem. You should
All right,
figure
so
that.
I'm-
You should text somebody.
So who the fuck is Ray DeVito? Dan DeVito, or
He's been actively harassing our streams over the last few weeks because he's not famous enough.
all right. So, do we
So-
hate this dude or we do?
So I
not
was
hate-
talking shit about him, and then it like pinged him somehow.
So
Like
you're giving him
Google, whatever. Huh?
So you're giving him clout? Is what you're saying? Free advertisement?
I don't really give a shit either way. I want him to come on the show so we can talk shit. But I'm not 100% sure that really is him, though, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, I
Well-
feel like that's his mom in the other room fucking with him.
Probably. If anything, I'll
Is
punch
her
his
name
mom.
Dan DeVito?
Right.
Yeah, I'll punch his mom too. I don't care.
Let's
She
do
seems
it.
like a bitch.
Let's do it. Dino and Cole's mom in the ring. Let's do it. It's
Yeah, fucking Cole's gonna end up with a fucking little brother, another one.
no, because
At
mom
least it's
got-
not going to be Marcos.
I
Mom,
feel like Cole's mom will pin fucking Dino down, give him a titty twister, and start riding him like that
No.
fucking crazy lady in
no, mom's got the tag team from the sun with the you're sleeping
With
in my
that-
bed tonight.
with that.
Victoria said fucking drunk. Thanks, Victoria. I
Who?
don't know what that's
That's
about.
Is
Victoria.
that your wife?
Yeah, that's my wife, and she's
Oh,
like, "You're
you
fucking
fucked
drunk."
up.
Also true.
That's curfew time.
fucked
That is
up.
curfew time for
But that's
Dino.
really her.
Yeah,
Apparently, I've had my day, and I have to go.
Dino,
so-
that's not really her.
No, no, Dino fucked up. That's what happened. Dino.
No, look at the picture.
yeah, what's the fucking picture?
That's not really her.
Is that your
What
wife?
a fucking asshole!
Is that your wife?
No,
No. Oh, there is a traitor amongst us.
I'll be honest with
Dino was
you.
about to go
Yeah.
upstairs and talk some shit.
Right?
I
Dino
was
about
gonna
to go up there and
fucking start
punch his
throwing
wife
hands.
in the shit.
This, okay, Cole for like the last fucking 3 months has had his grandma, all sorts of people fucking impersonating people. This
No,
is the
fuck
first
that.
time someone's impersonating from someone from
No,
my
people
side.
were
So,
impersonating
Fuck
my
all that.
grandparents who are dead.
yeah,
Fuck all that. I want to know.
my wife is
I,
alive.
I want to know who says we're fucking drunk.
I mean,
'Cause apparently it ain't your wife.
That's what I'm saying. Some of these people aren't for real, so we can't just be out here punching Ray DeVito for no reason, Dino.
Danny DeVito. That's who we're punching.
I
Whoa.
would never impersonate anyone.
Now we feel like it's you.
Youngstown police, you're a fucking liar.
Get the fuck offline and go do your fucking job.
I feel like that's Carlos.
I don't give a fuck who it is. It says Youngstown police, get the fuck offline and go do your fucking job.
Regardless, it's been 3 hours. I think we're done here. So
Dino was
thank you
trying to get
everyone
off.
for watching. Tune in on Saturday. What are we cooking, Cole? No,
Italian beef sandwiches.
Italian beef sandwiches.
That don't
Tune
sound
on
comfortable.
Saturday for hammered and cheese. The rest of the time, I will be in Communicado. Where's the real Victoria? That's a great question. I believe
Where's
she's
the
in
real
chat.
Slim Shady? Please stand up.
I'm pretty sure she probably has the same opinion as the other Victoria here. Just saying.
She's still gonna have to deal with it. That's fair. Anyway, regardless,
This is where
friends,
we're at.
thank you very much. Like, share, and subscribe. Send us an email. Let us know who you want us to roast, and we'll happily do it. So have a great night.
Wait a minute, where did the roast come from?
Oh, we will. So if someone lets us know who they want us to roast, we'll happily roast them because we're
For money.
horrible people.
I got a
basically.
fucking list.
Exactly.
You have to pay us though.
I used to have a Fuck You Friday show where I would just say "fuck you," like I would just have
Yeah,
a list
everybody.
of people.
Yeah.
Exactly. The
Cameos?
difference is we're whores, so we want money to
Right.
roast people.
It's like you
instead of
know
just
how like
feeling
they, some people like, hey, will you say happy birthday or whatever to my uncle for like $10? Yeah, we'll talk shit to him for $10.
Cole,
I
let's
find it
go.
hilarious that this Youngstown police is talking shit about Dino, and they're in Youngstown, and Dino is in fucking Canada.
Dino the wino.
I mean,
And go arrest
Listen,
him.
whoever you are, Youngstown Police, I'll break your skull. Like
I
just
want the Kentucky girl, Nick. That's what I want next.
Oh,
do you know
it's the
what?
same
Do you know
motherfucker.
what kind of car does a person who drives a car? I'll kill you. Just
It's
so
the
you
same
know,
fucking question that other bitch had earlier.
it's fine.
Bullshit.
It's the same person, right?
It gotta
Yeah.
be.
Hey,
Gotta
listen, just so you know,
Quit being a hoe.
hey, these
Ray
hands
DeVito
are
almost
big.
caught strays, man.
I can
In
grab
real
your
life.
entire head and just the whole top would come off. So go fuck yourself. Anyways, have a great night, everyone. We'll see you on Saturday.
They get
Bye.
to each other.